It's time for the big hard facts, and this segment we're going to be talking about cybersecurity versus national security. And to join us to have this conversation is Inibehe Effiong. He is a human rights lawyer, and we're going to talk about the difference between cybersecurity and national security, and which takes precedence over which, and what is most important, and what takes priority in today's Nigeria. Of course, for those of you who have been following conversations on this station, you will know that the NSA boss, that's the National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu, had spoken about this issue of cybersecurity being an issue. Yes, I want to go into that story because I think we did it as one of our big stories for that week. So I want to go into it and give you some background, and then of course I'm waiting for my guest to join me. Once he's able to join us, we will get on with the legal aspect of this conversation because he knows the legalese, and we are just going to be talking about it and what this particular cyber security act has to say, and of course what the Constitution generally says about national security. And this issue again crops back up. Do you remember one of those NBA conferences that the then president Muhammad Buhari sat at, and then made mention of the fact that national security supersedes the rule of law? Do you remember? But here we are again. This time around, we're talking about national security, side by side, cyber security. The reason why I want to tell you about what Nuhu Ribadu said as the basis for this conversation is because it seems to be the biggest priority today. Cybersecurity. It's the biggest thing everyone's talking about. But then national security is also something that's side by side. My guest has had a very long day, so we're not going to keep him for too long. We're going to try as much as possible to allow him talk and then let him go before we start taking your thoughts and comment. So, who's security had said that social media become a priority and an issue of national security. Yes. In fact, Ribadu stated this in Abuja at a meeting with spokesperson of organizations under the umbrella of Strategic Communication Interagency Policy Committee. I'll say that again. Strategic Communication Interagency Policy Committee. According to the NSA, negative use of social media constituted both local and global threats. Ribadu disclosed this, that the National Security Strategy was reviewed, I think, last in 2015. Yes. He said it's a situation that gave rise to the launch of the 2019 version of the National Security Strategy, which he said was now under review. He directed media managers in defense, security and response agencies to change their approach to engaging with the public and countering disinformation from enemies of the country. Now, this comes as detained terrorist negotiator Muhammad Tukur begged a federal high court in Abuja to order his release from custody of the Department of State Services to the Correctional Center in Kuje in the FCT. The NSS document is reviewed every 5 years in view of the changing dynamics of security threats in the country. My guest is joining us now. Inibehe Effiong is a human rights lawyer. For those of you who listened, he was on the Morning Crossfire this morning. Surprisingly, he's back again on Hard Facts. Inibehe, so good to have you join us. I know you've had a long day.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Thank you, Maryann.
Thank you. I was just telling my audience that some weeks ago, Nuhu Ribadu had said that social media was now a priority in terms of national, in fact, that it had become an issue of national security. And then a few weeks later, the banks are being given a directive to deduct 0.05% from our account as cybersecurity levy. But today's conversation is not just about cybersecurity. We want to put it side by side with our national security and see what takes precedence. But first, the new Cybersecurity Act that has been amended, many people, many lawyers are still saying that what we're using today, or what the National Security Advisor's Office is using to fight this online cyber crime, is not necessarily what it is that is stated in the Cybercrime Act. So please, for the benefit of my audience, what has changed in the Cybercrime Act that has been recently amended, that passed second reading and was passed into law and act?
Thank you for having me. I think the NSA, the National Security Advisor, is entitled to his opinion. His opinion is, however, a very confusing one, because if he's saying that the priority of the Tinubu regime or the Tinubu government is now to look at what people are saying on social media, it shows that the government is confused. It shows that their priorities are misguided, because if you want to pay attention to what Nigerians are saying on social media, or which politician they are abusing or cursing, how will you now have the time to focus on the insecurity that is ravaging our country, the economy that Tinubu has now made a mess of, the unemployment that is at a very alarming rate, or the frightening inflation? Where will they now get the time to focus on policy and institutional reforms? So I think this is a reaction by a government that is getting to 1 year and has not been able to deliver on anything meaningful for Nigerians to see. So this is just them panicking and trying to have a way of silencing citizens from criticizing them. That is my response to what the National Security Advisor sees. But on a more serious note, social media is not a problem in this country. Twitter, X, Facebook, Instagram, what have you, that is not our problem. Those who say that social media should be treated as a national crisis, or that what Nigerians are saying on social media is a grave national concern, I think they are not serious people. Nigeria has very fundamental problems to address. Social media is the least of them.
So you're saying that there's no such alarm, there are no alarm bells going off on social media. There are no people who are using social media to cause discord or propaganda that could result to national security. Hence, what Mr. Ribadu is saying should not be taken into consideration. Is that it?
It is simply non-existent. If you think the Nigerian social media space is toxic, then why not check out American social media space? Why not check out how British react on X, for example? Right? So like I said, this is just a reaction by a government that is still struggling to define the direction that it is heading. But so far, the direction seems not to be a good one. Nigerians do not have a social media. Nigeria doesn't have a social media problem. Yes, there are instances of abuse of social media. Yes, there are instances where people abuse social media to insult other people. But how does that affect or threaten the security of the country? Is it social media that is responsible for the increasing kidnappings, for the banditry, as they call it, or the terrorism that is going on in different parts of the country? Is it social media that is responsible for the killing in the Middle Belt? Is it social media that is responsible for the exchange rates today? So again, as I said, this is what government does when they want to silence citizens. But we must remind them that Nigeria is supposed to be a constitutional democracy. Nigeria is not supposed to copy our system of government from China or from Russia or Cuba, or those countries where multi-party democracy and the expression of free speech is not allowed. That cannot be our model on how to run a country. The irony of this is also that those who are making this argument, those who are putting this argument forward, they are speaking from a position of hypocrisy. Ribadu, before he became National Security Advisor, was a very outspoken member of the opposition. This is the man who even ran for president, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Under the Action Congress, isn't it?
Yes.
He tried to become president himself, and Tinubu played a role in that. So I don't understand what exactly they are talking about. Ribadu was very outspoken against the Jonathan government. The same for Tinubu and for majority of those who are in this government today. And they are now suddenly feeling that the social media space is threatening the government. How has social media stopped Tinubu? Is it social media that is making him to move about with a very frightening convoy? Is it social media that is responsible for the profligacy that we have seen in the government, the wastages that we are seeing? Is it social media that made him to appoint about almost 45 individuals as ministers, the highest in the history of our country? Is it social media that made Tinubu to send a very alarming number of people to COPA? Is it social media that is responsible for Tinubu traveling abroad without disclosing to Nigerians where he is? Is it social media that is responsible for the confusion that we are seeing in the presidency, the clear lack of direction, or the apathy in the National Assembly? So what is the problem with social media? They should tell us and stop dancing around. We have a country to fix, and targeting social media is not a way to go about it. And let me even ask you, how many Nigerians, how many people in this country have been arrested for using social media to promote the activities of Boko Haram, for using social media to facilitate the collection of ransom by kidnappers? Let them bring the statistics and show us. What we see daily is the police institution that is looking as if it is jobless, going after Nigerians who are allegedly insulting rich people online. That is what they are talking about. It is not as if people are using social media to commit terrorism or to promote terrorism, and the government is targeting them. That is not their area of interest. When they say social media is a problem, what the government is talking about is people using social media to criticize them.
So you're saying that the government, through the NSA, is trying to put a gag order on Nigerians, especially journalists. You know where I'm going with this? Thank goodness Mr. Ojukwu has been released, but there are several other people who are in custody. But there is a particular clause in this Cyber Security Act that they keep using, against journalists. I had a conversation with Omoyele Sowore yesterday on this same issue. So what should we be prioritizing now? Because if you say this is some sort of a gag order, they don't want us to talk. What exactly is it that the federal government is afraid of? What exactly is it? What that is more serious than the insecurity, like you said, that we're facing across the country?
Well, only them can tell us what they are worried about. I haven't seen it. I have not seen any evidence that social media has contributed to all the problems I have listed. I haven't seen it. The judiciary in Nigeria today is facing serious crisis. Nobody can convince me that social media is one of the causes. The problem we have in Rivers State today is social media that is responsible. The fight between Wike and Fubara. That you have a minister leaving his position, the president is not able to caution him, he's going to Port Harcourt to fight. Is it Twitter is it Facebook that is responsible for that? Or is it Instagram? If they don't like what people are posting on social media, they should be telling us what to be posting. How about even people that use social media to post pictures? Are they? So look, this is just a ridiculous argument by the government. As I have said, the so-called Cyber Crimes Act that was passed, and when I say so-called, I'm referring to Section 24 in particular. Mm-hmm. The so-called Section 24 of the Cyber Crimes Act was declared, the ECOWAS court had given a judgment mandating the Nigerian government to amend that section. And they went about it very quietly and secretly. In fact, some of us were astonished when we came across the signed copy of the act assented to by the president in February. They had assented to it and basically kept it under the drawer. Nigerians were not informed that such a radical legislative measure was taken without proper public publicity, mm-hmm. without information to members of the public. Now, under the new act, what used to be the offense of cyber stalking has now been redefined. Because under the Constitution, Section 36, sub 12, for an act or omission to be an offense, it has to be so defined by written law. Now, the written law at that 2015 was Section 24, and it defined cyber stalking in a very nebulous and outrageous language to say that if you send a message by means of a computer that you know to be false, that is capable of causing annoyance, causing insult, causing inconvenience, all sort of mundane things that the National Assembly, for me, I've always described it as a witchcraft legislation. It looks like a witchcraft decree, because if you are saying that if I post something and you feel inconvenient, you feel annoyed, right, as you can be prosecuted, no serious country will pass that kind of law. So it was bound to fail. It is a law that was bound to be thrown away. Now they have now amended it. They have now introduced a new one to say if you post or send messages by means of a computer that is pornographic, which is sensible, I support that. We should not, especially as regards children, posting pornographic images or videos of people with a so, and now say if it is threatening, if it constitutes a threat to the life of another, or it is likely to lead to a breakdown of law and order. Again, these terms have not been clearly defined. We are waiting to see any charge that will be predicated on those elements, and we see how they will go about proving them. But suffice it to say that under the new Section 24 of the Cyber Crimes Act, as amended in 2024, journalists and bloggers and Nigerians can no longer be targeted on account of critical views they express on the internet based on the Cyber Crimes Act.
I really want to ask a quick question before we go on a break, because I don't want to keep you for too long. Nuhu Ribadu listed, the preponderance of fake news, misinformation, disinformation, and threats to national security and public engagement. He said, across the world, we have also assessed the adept use of social media platforms by those who seek power to shape public opinion against citizens. This threat is both global and local and presents an immediate national security priority. He said the urgency to prepare and be proactive in the national security strategic communication management is now. And you're still sticking to your point that this has no bearing whatsoever with what's happening in this country.
Malam Nuhu Ribadu was just speaking grammar. I think if, again, look, some of these politicians are educated. So when they use the flowery terms, very beautiful language, we should not confuse them to mean that they are saying anything serious. Because if you say fake news, the government in Nigeria is the greatest propagator of fake news. Every day the Nigerian government put out press statements, public statements that are clearly false. I have never seen any government official being arrested for posting information that is false. Secondly, if a member of the APC, Nigerians know their relationship with the APC in terms of fake news. So if he's serious, let him start with his party chieftains, and we will listen to him.
Okay.
So what exactly is fake news? What is fake news? They should start by defining fake news.
Okay.
If fake news is saying something that is false, many government officials in Nigeria should be in prison. Look, I want us to disregard what these people are saying. We have serious matters to attend to in our country, and that is what we should pay attention to.
We need to go on a quick break. When we come back, I would like to wrap this up so that I can let you go. Stay with us. It's still the Big Hard Facts on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Inibehe Effiong, a human rights lawyer, is here with us on the show. I'm Maryann Okon. We'll be right back.
This is Hard Facts.
Just like every Nigerian mum, I need every kobo to work harder when times are tough. And I know So Clean is on my side. With the new Snow Powder tech, the detergent powder becomes even finer. So it dissolves easily, foams faster, and cleans better. Every grain works and nothing is wasted. New So Clean detergent with Snow Powder tech. Every grain works for you.
Say goodbye to charging fears with Infinix Note 40 fast charging, ensuring you're powered up from boardrooms to hangouts. Enjoy the stunning 108 megapixel iOS zoom camera and capture memorable moments every day. There's more. Purchase the Infinix Note 40 and get a 3 months free subscription to Showmax to enjoy all the action of the English Premier League football matches and the latest blockbuster movies.
What are you waiting for? Head over to any authorized Infinix retail store nationwide and get your Infinix Note 40 today. Terms and conditions apply.
Mommy, my teacher said 90% of my brain will develop by the time I am 5.
Really?
What else did she say?
She said I need iron in my food for my brain to grow well.
Oh, very true. And that's why I give you Cerelac Junior every day, which provides half of your daily iron needs.
And Cerelac Junior tastes so good.
Cerelac Junior with Iron Plus. It's all good, Mom.
Are you finding it difficult listening to your favorite talk radio Nigeria info via the mobile app? Come closer. Let me fix that for you. Now launch the app on your device. Click the 3 lines on the top left corner of the app. Look for settings in the drop-down menu and click on it. Turn on the first option that you see. Make sure you turn on the option that says always use highest quality available audio. Now that you have done that, close the app and relaunch it. Voila! I did it! Oh, sorry, you did it. Now you can enjoy your radio anywhere, anytime. Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
New Lafarge water shield cement now confirm. Number 1 waterproof cement for Nigeria. Yeah. Ogbonge cement for waterlogged areas. Number 1 waterproof cement for Nigeria. Yeah. New Lafarge water shield cement number 1. Number 1. New Lafarge waterproof cement now confirm. One time. Put full stop. Yep. Tell Wahala. With Lafarge water shield cement, water go collect. If water jam house, foundation and basement to call. No shaking. Ogbonge cement for waterlogged areas. Number 1 waterproof cement for Nigeria. Lafarge, na confirm. Cement, new Lafarge water shield cement na confirm.
Put full stop for water wahala.
Just like every Nigerian mum, I need every kobo to work harder when times are tough. And I know So Clean is on my side. With the new Snow Powder tech, the detergent powder becomes even finer. So it dissolves easily, foams faster, and cleans better. Every grain works and nothing is wasted. New So Clean detergent with Snow Powder tech. Every grain works for you.
As a mom and a dentist, I know the importance of strong teeth, beautiful white smile, and fresh breath. They give you the confidence to eat the right foods without worry, speak confidently in public, and making friends is easier when you know you have fresh breath. I give my family confidence with Pepsodent's Triple Protection 1-2-3. It's 3 toothpaste in 1 to protect their teeth from holes, give them white teeth, and fresh breath. The confidence of 3 toothpaste in 1. Pepsodent's Triple Protection 1-2-3.
Ladies and gentlemen, Football Fan Festival in Nigeria is back. It's Goal Fest 2024, featuring exhilarating games, food, comedy, live music by some of the Nigerian musician superstars, and you can watch the UEFA Champions League final on a super huge screen. Goal Fest 2024 will take place on the 1st of June at the Balmoral Convention Center, Federal Palace Hotel, Amadabella Way, Victoria Island, Lagos. Time 12 noon. Limited tickets available. Get your tickets now at www.goalfestnigeria.com or
at 267A at Timian Crescent, VI Lagos.
Goal Fest 2024 is powered by Femi and the Gang and Football Republic. Proudly refreshed by Pepsi.
It's like every other year, my wife wants to paint, and her own kind of budget just makes me want to faint. 50 buckets of paint? Make it make sense. I'm only dropping cheddar if it's using Santex.
Santex? Yes, Santex. The amazing durability is more than mere text. Rich quality paint within your budget. So make the smart choice. Paint with Santex.
Can't go wrong. Can't go wrong.
With a smart choice. Santex paint.
Santex paint.
Smart choice.
Smart choice.
Paint your dreams on the walls of your reality. Choose Santex paints for its rich quality, vibrant colors, and long-lasting coats. Available at authorized Santex paint distributors across Nigeria. Santex paint, the smart choice.
Then say health na wealth, but when person dey arrange in health, can't lose one hand, one leg. Abi na when you dey hospital, they come tell you say you must drop heavy money first before they even think of to begin any treatment.
But when Avon HMO Tandagidiba with you, you no go dey shout yekpa, cause last now all of us need people. Visit avonhealthcare.com now to get Avon Health Plan for you and your people.
Avon HMO, empowering you to live a healthier, fuller life.
Madam, you don't try this new Lush Hair 4-in-1 no lie relaxer kit. We get free neutralizing shampoo and conditioner join.
What? Me, I know deal.
You not even sabi wetin dey happen for town. You see this Lush Hair relaxer so?
E no dey pepper, e no dey burn. E go even make your hair shine like oil.
Na so, Lush Hair relaxer kit na correct. We no go make your hair cut. We no go make your hair dry. E no dey pepper and e dey relax hair well. Come buy your own.
Lush Hair. Be beautiful.
Enjoy the delicious creamy goodness of Cowbell. Cowbell contains Vitarich and vitamin B9, which supports brain development. Use Cowbell in your tea, cereal, pap, and other meals of choice. Cowbell, so creamy, so good.
Every parent wants to see their child growing up happy and healthy. Introducing Renzo Vitamins for Kids, a secret to your child's daily nutrition and boundless joy. With Renzo Vitamins, your child will have the energy to embrace every moment and unlock their full potential. Give your child a head start in life with Renzo Vitamins for Kids, because a happy child is a healthy child.
Ladies and gentlemen,
boys and girls, introducing the first of its kind in Nigeria.
The first radio just for kids. It's here at 101.7 Kids FM.
Are you serious?
Oh, yes.
It's going to be fun for kids on your airwaves 24/7.
Talking about from exciting games,
check,
to juicy gist,
double check,
and great music,
super check.
All these and more on your number one PlayStation 101.7 Kids FM.
Don't be the last to join the train. Download the Kids FM app on your iOS or Play Store today and stay tuned on the go.
You can stream on our website at kidsfm.ng.
You can also follow us on all socials at kidsfm.ng and stand a chance to be one of the super kids.
On 101.7 Kids FM. Remember, it's no dull moments on Kids FM.
So tune in and stay locked on 101.7 Kids FM.
Let's play.
Say goodbye to charging fears with Infinix Note 40 fast charging, ensuring you're powered up from boardrooms to hangouts. Enjoy the stunning 108 megapixel iOS zoom camera and capture memorable moments every day. There's more. Purchase the Infinix Note 40 and get a 3 months free subscription to Showmax to enjoy all the action of the English Premier League football matches and the latest blockbuster movies.
What are you waiting for? Head over to any authorized Infinix retail store nationwide and get your Infinix Note 40 today. Terms and conditions apply.
99.3 Nigeria Info, your number one station for talk. Let's talk.
Are you tired of all the noise?
This is Hard Facts.
We're back. It's still the big hard facts, and we're talking about national security versus cybersecurity. We've been talking about the cybersecurity aspect of the conversation. Now let's talk national security. My guest is Inibehe Effiong. He is a human rights lawyer, and he's actually been telling us that there is no necessary credence to the National Security Advisor's position on cybersecurity being an issue of national security. But let's talk about national security here. Let's even talk about the security of lives and property at the very basic level. Barrister Effiong, you spoke about some of these things while you were talking about Nuhu Ribadu's position on cybersecurity. We've had between January and May, we've had several killings, kidnappings, all kinds, including the recent killings of soldiers in Delta State, and of course reprisal attacks that have taken place, and several other issues. When we talk national security, what should be taking priority? Is it terrorism? Is it the riots and the uprising or the sit-at-homes that are happening in the southeast? Is it the fact that some bombs went off in some house in Ibadan? What should be taking priority? What should we, as the Office of the National Security, be prioritizing in this regard?
Certainly, if we are examining the issue of national security, priority should be given to safeguarding the lives and properties of Nigerians in all parts of the country. The people should be able to move freely. Even in Abuja today, in Abuja now, that is the seat of power, the Federal Capital Territory of our country, we are reading cases of people being killed, people falling victims to so-called one chance, kidnapping, even in Abuja, in the seat of government. And that is where Nuhu Ribadu's office is located. So the Office of the National Security Advisor is in Abuja, the Defense Headquarters is in Abuja, the Police Headquarters in Abuja. All law enforcement agencies in Nigeria, they have their headquarters in Abuja. The National Assembly is there, the Aso Villa is there, the Supreme Court is there, yet Abuja is insecure. And these are things that everyone knows about. And someone will come and say, no, that is not the problem. The stress in national security is the comments you are making about President Tinubu, that is, I'm not happy about. So let us pay attention to what is important. The government should prioritize safeguarding the lives of Nigerians, especially people that are traveling in many parts of the country today, particularly in the northeast and the southwest and the southeast. People are not able to move around. Many Nigerians cannot visit their communities anymore because of fear of being kidnapped or being killed. Even me as a legal practitioner, there are places I have cases now that before I can go for those cases, I have to take my security into consideration. And in some instances, I can't even go because of the insecurity in the country. So the government should prioritize safeguarding the lives and the properties of Nigerians. That is what I consider threat to national security. It is not calling the president names or abusing politicians. That is part of democracy. Politicians will always be abused till eternity is never going to end. That is why they are public officers. That is why they are collecting public funds. In Nigeria, they are even overpaid. They are overpampered. Whereas, as a matter of fact, we are very lenient with our politicians. Look at what Americans are saying about Joe Biden and Trump. And you will realize that Nigerians haven't even done anything. I'm telling you. So when these people come out and make these comments, it's as if they live in an alternate universe. We have serious matters to attend to, and I want the government to pay attention to those things. Tinubu came in saying he was going to renew hope, but killings is still taking place, right? People are still being kidnapped for ransom. Schools are still being invaded and school children kidnapped. It's happening even last week or a few days ago.
A few days ago in Kogi State.
Exactly. So how are these things happening and the NSA is still in office? It's not able to detect it. His office doesn't have any intelligence to prevent those kind of attacks. And you are telling me that it is what I'm saying on Twitter that is your problem. I don't think they are serious people, and I don't think they take the problems of the country seriously. So we need to redirect our attention and our energy and resources to what really matters.
Why do you think that, and it's not just about the Tinubu administration, I'm not also absolving them of anything, but why do you think that it's continued to be like this, not taking or not making security or national security front and center, especially the fact that we continuously are grappling with insecurity that has metamorphosed into all kinds of things that it seems like we're overwhelmed?
Two things are possible. One is either complicity by some people in the system or incompetence. I will never agree that the entire armed forces and security architecture of Nigeria is overwhelmed by kidnappers. I will never agree to that. If you look at the number of personnel we have in the armed forces, in the army alone, the number of policemen that we have. Unfortunately, the policemen is understandable because many of them, they are now doing boy to girlfriends of politicians, carrying bags to malls, for following them to buy ice cream. If your husband is quarreling with the wife, they will call police. So police is now preoccupied with things that doesn't concern them. But for the military, unfortunately too, we still see soldiers, controlling traffic. I think there is something very dramatic about our country. But most seriously, despite all that, I do not agree that the armed forces of Nigeria is overwhelmed. Yes, they are overstretched. They are now being deployed for internal security, which is not supposed to be the case. We see soldiers every day. Soldiers are supposed to remain in the barracks. So we have this militarization of the civic space. We are not supposed to be seeing soldiers so randomly in convoys, in patrols every day. So even the idea of the joint task force is an aberration in some sense, because what is the joint task force about? Soldiers are only supposed to be deployed when the police is overwhelmed. We have the police, we have the civil defense, we have customs, we have immigration, right? And yet we see our armed forces being deployed like this terrible situation that led to the killing of soldiers in Okoma recently, where soldiers were going to settle communal dispute. What are we talking about? You can imagine. Soldiers going to settle communal dispute. So the government needs to really sit down and solve this problem. I believe it is solvable. But are they interested in solving it? Because this security is a very, I think it's like the leading, it is like an industry, like an enterprise, like a money-making venture for some people.
Because that's the question I wanted to quickly ask you, is do you read a willingness on the path of those who are saddled with the responsibility, not just the Office of the Security Advisor, but the security chiefs and the guys that make up the Security Council, including the former presidents who have served this country?
Which former president?
I mean, the Security Council does include them. All the former presidents have led this country. Are they not part of the Security Council?
That is part of the problem, because constitutionally they are former presidents. But if you are inviting Buhari to Security Council, what advice do you expect him to give you, given what happened under his tenure? But on a more serious note, I don't think the government is serious. Who is the Minister of State for Defense? Matawale, former governor of Zamfara. What is his record as governor? What happened under him as governor? What was his relationship with banditry? What were the accusations against him? Even currently, you would have seen the video on Twitter where he visited a certain community with truckloads of soldiers, armored personnel carrier, Minister of State for Defense. If Tinubu is serious, why is Matawale a Minister of State for Defense, given what happened in his state in Zamfara while he was governor? So, look, I think this president has an agenda. Now, I'm not aware what the agenda is, but I'm not convinced yet that he's willing or ready to fix the problems of the country, because the body language matters. Your actions also matters.
Okay.
In terms of body language, I have not seen any indication that this government is willing to fix the problem of insecurity. In terms of actions, some of the things they are doing are counterproductive, right? We needed transparency in the expenditure of money for defense. There were accusations that under the former government, people were just stealing money meant for defense.
But the money is, but security votes or monies for security are always shrouded in secrecy. It's been that way from time immemorial. So I'm wondering, why would that change all of a sudden?
Why should it be shrouded in secrecy? If you are purchasing aircraft, is it something that is supposed to be hidden? What is the money for security meant for? Is it not to buy arms? Is it not to buy vehicles?
Apparently.
Is it not to buy clothes for our soldiers and other kids they need? Nobody should mystify us. There is nothing superficial or spiritual about this, about using money to solve the problem of insecurity. It is not a spiritual problem. It is not something that you need to go and pray, you need to call imams, call pastors. It's not a spiritual problem. So if you are budgeting money for security and you say 2 trillion is for defense, people should know, even if you don't want to give us the subheads of all of them, but there should be some transparency. That is the point I'm making. And I'm saying that I haven't seen any departure from what was invoked under the Buhari regime. I've not seen any indication that the government is interested in transparency in how defense funds is being spent. Okay. Our soldiers are still crying in the battlefield that their colleagues are being slaughtered because they are ill-equipped. What is the president doing about it? Does Tinubu seem bothered to you? The man is enjoying a miloko. This is
but why would but I mean, for example, if I'm a CEO and I have employed, for example, let's say this company, and we've employed people to do their jobs. They've been assigned roles and responsibility. Why do I have to come and do their job? Because you keep saying, I'm not again absolving the president, but he has put people to do these jobs. And when you say, what is Tinubu doing, is that being fair to him?
Well, on the matter of security, we have one commander-in-chief. There are no two commanders-in-chief. That is one. Number two, every minister appointed by the president acts at the discretion of the president. Conditionally, the president even assigns responsibilities to ministers. And at the end of the day, nobody is saying, this is the government of Alake. This is the government of Matawale, right? This is Tinubu's government. In fact, nobody even makes recourse to the vice president. It is Tinubu's government, the same way we are speaking about Buhari's government, the same way we are speaking about Obasanjo's government, Jonathan's government. The buck stops at the table of the president. Okay. It is the president who Nigerian gave mandate to. I say that advisedly. It is Tinubu that sits in the office of president.
Okay.
He's the one that determines how much should be spent for defense. He's the one that has the power to sanction those who are not performing. Okay. So we must hold the president responsible. And even in the family, if something goes wrong, the father will be held liable. In a school, if something goes wrong, the principal is answerable. Why should it be different with our politicians? Okay. We must hold them accountable. It is the responsibility of the president and that of no other person.
All right.
He must take the blame the same way he's taking the praises.
All right. I have very little time because I'm supposed to have let you go. But the questions that you must answer, I have just 5 minutes on the clock and then you can go. Lagos, we're live on YouTube, Nigeria Info FM. We're live on Facebook.com/Nigeria Info FM. Drop your comments and drop your thoughts. You can call me, but you have 30 seconds to drop your calls or your thoughts, your comments. 0700 993 993 993 0700 993 993 993. If you're a lady, call 0201 465 7190. Someone here is saying, let's see, on WhatsApp. Okay, I'm going to read that message in a bit. Let me just quickly take this call. Hello, welcome to HardFacts.
Good evening, Ma.
Good evening. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Kukwe. They're calling you from Agege.
Go ahead. You have 30 seconds. Quickly. Hello? You have 30 seconds. Go ahead, quickly.
The truth of the matter is that until we have a country, before we get it right, we never get a country. That's the truth of the matter. Thank you.
Okay, well, we have a country. It's called Nigeria. Hello?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. What's your name, sir? Where are you calling from?
My name is Engineer Kundayo. I'm calling you from Ikorodu. My question for your guest. If someone posts a message, on the social media, saying that a particular person or government official has stolen 12 billion naira, and it was found out to be false, what's his comment on that as per this Cybercrime Act?
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Hello.
Yeah, actually, good evening.
Good evening.
I want to thank our guest.
30 seconds.
Yeah, quick one. Let them keep on, people should keep on making excuses. The ball, the table stop at the president desk, right? Let them keep on making excuses. These excuses they are making now, none of them make such excuses when Jonathan was there. He's the chief security officer. Him and Keshin Shettima. What are we getting in return? Let's keep on making excuses. We all are in for it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'll take one more call and then, Vice Inibehe, you can answer the other gentleman's question. Hello.
Hello, Maryann.
Good evening. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good evening. David from Ikorodu.
30 seconds.
Okay, good. The other caller said we don't have a country. He said we have a country. I don't think we have, because the expiring date for the amalgamation, I think it has been expired 2014 or thereabout. So we don't have a country until when we decide, until the time we decide that now this is our country. That is the only time we can say, yes, we have a country. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Vice Inibehe, because I have 2 minutes, I would like for you to respond to the man who was asking about posting false information about someone, especially in the case of misappropriation of funds.
And anyone that is aggrieved, whether a politician or whatever, can file a civil claim for defamation
And go to court.
They can always go to court and sue for libel or slander.
Mm.
What we should not subscribe to is deploying state apparatus to protect people in power in the name of protecting their reputation. And at the end of the day, how many public officers or politicians in Nigeria really have reputation? How many? Let's be honest with ourselves. How many of them have reputation to even protect to begin with? How many of them?
Interesting. Let me take one more question, and then, of course, we're done with this. Somebody said, what your guest has been saying in the studio is spot on. We need people like him to tell this administration and their supporters the bitter truth. And this is Henry from Shagamu. I don't know if I can do a 30 seconds one. Hello.
Hello.
Good evening. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You have 30 seconds, quickly.
What is my name? The issue under for discussion. What actually, where the man say we have no country, you should have that belief, because those who are saying they are leaders, they don't have that consciousness of Nigeria. They don't believe Nigeria project. Because if you look at the way they are behaving, the so-called politicians, they are all just cutting away Nigerian money without any regard to commoners.
Okay.
They believe this might call Nigeria. Okay? I don't think.
All right. Thank you very much for calling. I'm letting you go, not because you're not making sense, but because we do not have time anymore. But I want to re-emphasize, we do have a country. It's called Nigeria, whether we like it or not. But Barrister Inibehe, before we go, where do we go from here? You have 50 seconds.
I think we have a country. The only problem is that the country that we have is a special purpose vehicle for politicians to steal money. That is why many of them are building houses abroad, sending their children abroad, seeking medical treatment abroad. The truth is that most Nigerian politicians and so-called leaders, they have actually mentally and physically, right, broken out of Nigeria. They have left. They are just trapped physically because of what they are getting. I agree with the last caller that many of our politicians will not believe in our country, but we have a duty to make our country a better place.
All right. And there's no better way to end this conversation. Inibehe Effiong is a human rights lawyer. Always a pleasure to have you have conversations like this on the show. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Well, Lagos, this is where I'm going to leave you. We'll have to go on a quick break. When we come back from the break, I'll say my proper goodbyes on the show. Stay with us. It's still Hard Facts, 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Only one station gives you great talk every day.
Once you have money, to have influence and power, you can rule Nigeria. The Supreme Court said that one old man came to testify because the old man cannot lie, that they gave him judgment.
This man will embezzle the money. This is a military man. Why can't he probe the NNPC the way it will be CPM?
Better to say, I will come and do my best, Nigeria. Please support me. Let's how we work together.
Yeah, stop defending him.
I am not. I'm
defending him a lot.
If your ministers don't work, vote them out of office. If the governors don't work, vote them out of office. Well, I'm hoping that you can educate yourself enough.
I think a black man is cursed.
No, don't say that.
We are suffering from post-traumatic disorder. We are traumatized.
How do you say that the world is survival of the fittest?
Hear the news, air your views, and we'll tell you what's new.
Your number one station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Say goodbye to charging fees with Infinix Note 40 fast charging, ensuring you're powered up from boardrooms to hangouts. Enjoy the stunning 108 megapixel iOS zoom camera and capture memorable moments every day. There's more. Purchase the Infinix Note 40 and get a 3 months free subscription to Showmax to enjoy all the action of the English Premier League football matches and the latest blockbuster movies.
What are you waiting for? Head over to any authorized Infinix retail store nationwide and get your Infinix Note 40 today. Terms and conditions apply.
As a mom and a dentist, I know the importance of strong teeth, beautiful white smile, and fresh breath. They give you the confidence to eat the right foods without worry, speak confidently in public, and making friends is easier when you know you have fresh breath. I give my family confidence with Pepsodent's Triple Protection 1, 2, 3. It's 3 toothpaste in 1 to protect their teeth from holes, give them white teeth, and fresh breath. The confidence of 3 toothpaste in 1. Pepsodent's Triple Protection 1, 2, 3.
Omo, wait oh, no be polo be that.
Now him now. Chee!
Polo don't stay popo.
I hear say na Glow Cash Token Rewards he use take step up. Yes, so you say fit top up to step up. In Glow Cash Token Rewards, that rewards you with an opportunity to win up to 100 million naira and many more amazing prizes. Recharge 1,000 naira weekly to qualify to win a Glow gift voucher, or recharge 5,000 naira weekly to qualify for Samsung A05 smartphone, or load 10,000 naira weekly to qualify for a Samsung A54 smartphone. The more you recharge, the more your chances of winning up to 100 million naira in the weekly national consumer draw. To start winning, dial *301# now. Terms and conditions apply.
Glow Unlimited. For how much? That's how you react when you see really high prices for rides. But there's no reason to worry, because with InDrive, you can always offer a fair deal and not just hope for it. Use InDrive and negotiate for the most fair price for you. InDrive, people driven. The InDrive online passenger transportation aggregator is not a taxi service. Find more information at www.indrive.com.
Madam, you don't try this new Lush Hair 4-in-1 no-lie relaxer kit. We get free neutralizing shampoo and conditioner join.
What? Me, I know deal.
You're not even sabi waiting the apple for town. You see this Lush Hair relaxer so?
You know the pepper, you know the one. You go even make your hair shine.
So, Lush Hair relaxer go make your hair dry. You know the pepper, make your hair well. Shaking me out. Come by your honor.
Lush Hair. Be beautiful.
All right, Lagos, I have to go. I want to say thank you all for being part of the conversation from 3 to 6 p.m. I mean, there is no conversation without you. You make it worth my while. And don't forget, tomorrow, keep a date with me. We'll be back tomorrow with Balogo and Broad. We'll be talking about our economy. Yes. And of course, we'll be talking about mediation. I have my guest back to talk mediation. It's going to be an interesting Wednesday. But follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Threads, MIMIEYO. Better still, just search for Maryann Okon anywhere. And when I do pop up, do send me a message. Yvonne Haifo is here with the news at the top of the hour, and of course the rest of our programs continue. Sports Gang will be here at 7, and you cannot change that dial. My name is Maryann Okon. See you tomorrow, Lagos. Love you.
The telenovelas of radio information.
More news, more conversations,
more information,
more sports, and more talk. Nigerians station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
Let's talk.
Minding our business about information is not our thing.
We bring it to bed.
President Bola Tinubu says his 9-month-old administration has attracted $30 billion.
It's full of propaganda. One of the reasons why there is scarcity of food is because of the lack of coordination. Nigerians want to see what you are doing. They don't want to hear what you want to do. The president himself said, he said, let the poor preach. They are kneeling on our necks.
Nigeria Info.
Your station for talk.
On today's event. How do we get everybody on board? How do we convince people that COVID is real, that COVID is not a scam?
We have prominent Nigerians that have died from this COVID, and government has come out to say, yeah, that individual died from COVID. So why are people not believing that? Why would we lie?
When you just eat Gary a lot without adding other things, you can have problems with the eyes, especially when Gary isn't properly processed.
Your number one station for talk. Let's talk.
The number one talk station of Lagos.
It's 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock.
The news. Timely, fresh as it breaks on 99.3 Nigeria.
And now, this is the news.
The news.
On 99.3 Nigeria Info.
First, a look at the headlines. President Tinubu and other VIP
to pay toll gate fees at Nigeria airports. Federal government set to implement streamlined visa acquisition for investors. ASU threatens strike over Varsity's absence of governing councils. And on the foreign scene, South Africa's unemployment rate rises to 32.9%. Join me again for the news, coming in detail shortly.
Nigeria Info, your number one for news. Always spot on, fresh and direct on 99.3 Nigeria.
Hello there, good evening and welcome back. You're listening to the news on 99.3 Nigeria Info. I am Yvonne Ohaifo. On the news this hour, President Bola Tinubu and Vice President Kashim Shettima will henceforth pay fees at toll gates whenever they use the nation's airports. The Federal Executive Council approved the mandatory airport gate access payment across the country. The Minister of Aviation, Festus Keyamo, says the council approved mandatory e-ticketing even on presidential convoys in order to reduce the over 85% revenue losses. The minister says cameras and other measures will be instituted to identify persons who may want to circumvent the process.
This has led in the past to loss of billions of naira. We will sell the e-tax to them in advance. So there will be no question of arguments at the gates. We are going to plant cameras everywhere. We have some cameras already. So we are ready. We are not imposing fresh taxes on Nigerians. So this is actually aimed at VIPs who have not been paying, not at the ordinary people.
The aviation minister also says the council approved the purchase and installation of recovery system equipment to the tune of 4.2 billion naira. Meanwhile, a tripartite committee to streamline visa processes and acquisition for investors interested in investing in Nigeria has been set up. The Federal Executive Council approved the establishment of the committee, which will take effect in a month's time after the necessary processes have been concluded. Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, announced this to State House correspondents on Tuesday after the two-day meeting of the Federal Executive Council. According to him, the new policy is aimed at reducing bottlenecks in visa processes and promoting the ease of doing business in Nigeria. The Information Minister assured that going forward, investors and tourists will find it easy to acquire a visa within 48 hours. Minister of Power, Bayo Adelabu, has asked organised labour to avoid derailing the current power sector reforms of the federal government. Adelabu made the request while reacting to Monday's picketing of the electricity companies by the Nigeria Labour Congress and the Trade Union Congress. The minister said the government has noted labour's demands and will address them in due course.
It's the right of the labor protest peacefully and to come up with their demands from the perspective they saw what we did. We have heard their demands. We're going to look at it. We'll make further engagements, and I believe we are going to reach a peaceful resolution.
Likewise, the Academic Staff Union of Universities has threatened a nationwide strike. The union decried the failure of the federal government to appoint governing councils for federal universities. The body of academics faulted the 35% salary increment for professors and the 25% salary increment for other academics in the university system. The body says it sees the increment as a wage award that can be withdrawn by the government anytime it deems fit. Speaking during the ongoing briefing, the president of the union, Professor Emmanuel Osodake, noted that ASU had given the Tinubu-led government enough time to set things in motion. Osodake noted that the union was also concerned about the failure of the federal government to appoint members of governing councils for federal-owned universities. The Independent National Electoral Commission is asking all civil society organizations wishing to monitor the forthcoming governorship election in Edo and Ondo states to submit their application to the commission. Making the demand at the second quarterly consultative meeting with CSOs in Abuja, the INEC chairman, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, said all applications should be submitted early enough and accompanied with relevant supporting documents. This, he says, is to facilitate the production of identity cards for election observers. He has also emphasized that submission of reports for previous observations is mandatory for continued participation in election observation. And according to him, INEC will open registration centers in all political wards across Edo and Ondo states. The Nigerian Senate adjourned today's plenary session in honor of a member of the House of Representatives, Issa Dogonyaro, who died on Friday after a brief illness. This was just as the upper chamber held a minute silence in honor of the lawmaker. Until his death, the lawmaker represented Babura Garki Federal Constituency of Jigawa State in the 10th Assembly of the House of Representatives. The decision to suspend plenary was carried out in line with the tradition of the National Assembly following a motion moved by the Deputy Senate Leader, Senator Lola Ashiru, and seconded by the Minority Leader, Senator Abba Moro. The President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, while putting the motion to a voice vote, commiserated with the family of the deceased lawmaker and the government, as well as the people of Jigawa State.
I wish to announce the death of Honorable Issa Dogonyaro. The Clerk House of Representatives has communicated to the Senate the passing on to eternity of Honorable Issa Dogonyaro. In line with our tradition, we'll observe a minute silence and then we'll bring the proceedings to an end in honor of the departed Dogonyaro.
The upper chamber, after a minute's silence in honor of the deceased lawmaker, adjourned plenary till Wednesday, the 15th of May. The Kogi State Governorship Election Petition Tribunal will deliver judgment in the petition filed by the Social Democratic Party against the election victory of Governor Usman Ododo of the All Progressives Congress. The Independent National Electoral Commission, the APC, and Ododo on Monday asked the tribunal to dismiss the petition filed by Ajaka for being incompetent and lacking merit. They stated this through their lawyers Kanu Agabi, Joseph Daudu and Emmanuel Ukala while adopting their final written addresses. Counsel for Ajaka, Pius Akubo, however, urged the tribunal to set aside Ododo's submissions and uphold theirs. After listening to all the parties, the tribunal led by Justice Adob Brendan Kudu reserved judgment to a date that will be communicated to both parties. And in River State, Governor Siminalayi Fubara says the major problem his administration has is inherited debt running into billions. He says the debts are from projects inaugurated by his predecessor, Nyesom Wike. Fubara said many contractors are coming to him for the balance of their payments, and that is a problem.
But if there's one problem this administration has, is debt. Most of the projects that are being commissioned, they are coming for their balance payment, and it's running in millions and billions. I've said I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk because you're pushing me to talk. I will say it so that they will see the nyash of the fowl.
The governor, who spoke during the inauguration of the Old Bori Road in Eleme local government area of Rivers State, said he would be appearing on project inaugurations with the white papers specifying their costs. Let's take a quick break, Lagos. When we come back, we'll have more news for you. This is 99.3 Nigeria Info. I am Yvonne Okaifo. Stay here.
The news. Timely, fresh as it breaks on 99.3 Nigeria.
And now the business news.
On the business news, the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission says it has commenced the bidding process for 12 oil blocks recently listed for sale. This signals the start of the 2024 Nigerian Petroleum Licensing Round and the resumption of the 2022-2023 mini bid round. This was contained in a press release signed by the Commission's Chief Executive, Gbenga Komolafe, in Abuja. Last month, the Commission issued the first announcement on the bidding process. And on the number of blocks for the offer, Komolafe noted that 12 blocks that cut across deep offshore, shallow waters and onshore terrains will be made available to interested investors.
And now, the foreign news.
South Africa's national statistics body says the country's unemployment rate rose to 32.9% in the first quarter of 2024. It signals an increase of 0.8% from the last quarter of 2023. South Africa has one of the highest unemployment rates in the world. 1 in 2 young South Africans is unemployed and 60% are living below the poverty line. Stubbornly high unemployment, corruption, and persistent economic inequalities are some of the dominant issues in the forthcoming election in the country.
The telenovelas of radio information. More news.
More conversations.
More information.
More sports.
And more talk.
Nigerians station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Lagos, we have come to the end of the news this hour, but before we go, a quick reminder of the major stories once again. You heard on the news this evening the President Bola Tinubu and other VIPs, especially the Vice President, will be paying toll gate fees at Nigeria's airports soon. And then we told you that the federal government plans to set up a tripartite committee to implement a streamlined visa acquisition for investors. And you also know that there is a possibility that ASU will go on strike soon over the absence of governing councils for federal universities. And on the foreign scene, you heard that South Africa's unemployment rate rose to 32.9% in the first quarter of this year. The news was edited by Onorani Wobodo. Listen to Nigeria Info wherever you are. Just download the Nigeria Info app from your Play Store. We are on social media as well. On Facebook, Instagram, X and YouTube. Nigeria Info everywhere. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Find us, call us rather, if you have a development in your community you'd like our newsroom to cover. The number is 01465 7175. The number again is 01465 7175. I am Yvonne Okhaifo. You're listening to 99.3 Nigeria Info. Good evening, Lagos. See you tomorrow.
Minding our business about information is not our thing.
We bring it to bed.
President Bola Tinubu says his 9-month-old administration has attracted $30 billion.
This government is full of propaganda.
One of the reasons why there is scarcity of food is because of the lack of coordination.
Nigerians want to see what you are doing. They don't want to hear what you want to do. The president himself said, he said, let the poor breathe. They are kneeling on our necks.
Nigeria Info.
Your station for talk.
It's 99.3.
Information is key.
It is power.
Information rules the world.
Get informed.
Stay informed. Nigeria Info. Your number one station for talk.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Drive On with Shell Helix. My name is Yvonne, and of course, I've got the mechanic and a Shell representative with me in the studio. Let me start with the Shell representative because Shell is sponsoring this show, okay? You accord honor to whom honor is due. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Good evening, Lagos. Good evening, Nigeria.
Good evening. Yes. You did not tell us your name.
Oh, my name is Uche.
Welcome, Uche. And of course, Jide is here.
Yeah, good evening, listeners and car owners out there, because it's more of a car show. So, good evening. I'm Jide from City Mechanic.
That's right. We started a conversation last week about, purchasing, finding the right oil for your vehicle, especially for high performance vehicles. I'd like to just start with Jide on that. Do you want to do a recap for us?
Yes, actually, last week we started choosing the right oil for your car. And we are able to highlight all the high performance car that is in the category of the sports, the muscle, and the luxury.
Right.
So in which we dwell more on the 0W20 premium lubricant that it meets the engine condition of those cars. So today, Mr. Uche will still be dwelling more on the other brands of grade of oil and under the Shell Helix lubricant.
Right. By the way, Lagos, Drive On is a show that teaches you about your vehicle. By the end of the show, you should either be an up-and-coming mechanic or a full-blown mechanic. The show is sponsored by Shell Helix and Adova PLC. Would you talk to us about these oils again, especially the other grades that you have?
Okay. Thank you very much for that question, for this opportunity. Last week, we mentioned two primary grades, which are primarily for high performance and modern cars, high performance modern cars, Helix Ultra SP and the Helix Ultra 5W40. We also have other ranges of Shell lubricants for relatively older vehicles and high mileage vehicles. Shell Helix HX7 10W40 and Shell Helix HX3 20W50. These are for older vehicles. These are for vehicles that undergo routine oil change, like for Uber drivers or fairly used cars that already have very high mileage. The Shell Helix HX7 is semi-synthetic Shell lubricant.
Yeah, just a quick
for this.
Right, just a quick question. When you say mileage, you mean how long this car has been on the road?
High mileage. When you look at the odometer of the vehicle, you could see how long the car has been driven for in kilometer terms. Or in mile terms. The cars typically start from 0 kilometers, and as they age, some go as high as 300,000 kilometers.
Ooh, okay.
So for those vehicles that have very high mileage, Shell also has other ranges of lubricants that cater to their needs.
Great. Jide, let me come to you with that. You're the mechanic, and you've of course come across many cars, old cars. What are some of those things that you've noticed about older cars now, and the problems that they have with oil?
Yeah, mostly the older cars. One of the big challenge they do have is shortage of lubricant before the next service date. So most times when you service now, probably in May, and probably your next due service estimated like maybe in 3 months interval of 5,000 kilometers, depending on the oil grade you're using. Some covers like 10,000 miles. So most time before they even hit that 5,000 miles, you discover that they've lost like 2 liters from the oil. So they need to buy an extra liters to top up pending the time, so that they will not run out of the engine will not run out of engine oil. So most times what normally causes that is probably the wrong oil usage, in which some oil they cannot withstand temperature. The difference between the multi-grade oil and the full synthetic oil is that the temperature variation. So there are some oil that they cannot withstand the temperature. So you imagine using the multi-grade oil in a high performance engine. You discover that I can bet you if by the time it crosses the Third Mainland Bridge, a 4 liter must have gone, because it can't withstand the temperature of what is emitting in that engine.
Wow.
Yeah.
Which
so
are you?
majorly is that oil shortage.
Yeah, I'd like for Uche to reiterate those the grades of oil for older cars again, but I want you to do it slowly so that Lagosians catch it. Hold on a second. Okay. Go on.
Yeah, for older vehicles, we have two main grades. We have the Shell Helix HX7 10W40, a semi-synthetic lubricant. Semi-synthetic in the sense that the base oil is made from a combination of mineral and synthetic base stocks. And we also have the Shell Helix HX3 20W50. This is designed for very high mileage vehicles that undergo frequent routine oil changes. We have some Uber drivers that change their oil practically every other month or every month. So this class of grade of lubricant is designed to address their needs. And we know, of course, that their vehicle also have very high mileage. So if they're driving modern high performance cars, some of them have that. We have the ones we mentioned last week, the Shell Helix Ultra ECT C3 5W30 and Shell Helix SP0W20 that cater to those needs. But for vehicles that have been flogged, that have been well driven,
that I've seen shaggy.
Exactly that. Well driven, and also for I could cite a mileage, maybe let me say 150,000 kilometers. You have a 150,000 kilometers vehicle that is prone to being driven in traffic. Shell Helix HX7 10W40 is the oil.
I'm happy you mentioned that, because I wanted to ask you about downfall buses. You know, commercial buses, those ones that have seen the Pro Max or Shaggy.
For those class of vehicles, we've seen a trend where they use roadside mix, all sort of mixtures. We've been having these campaigns with them in their mechanic garages in partnership with mechanics like Jide here, to educate them that those oils do more damage than helping the engines. That's why Shell designed the HX3 20W50 to address the needs of those vehicles, because those vehicles already have clearance around their rings, so they need a high viscosity lubricant that would fill some of those clearances so the engine does not smoke a lot. That addresses that class of engine users. We have the other people, maybe the Tokumba car users, that we have a lot of that in Nigeria.
Yes.
People that still cherish their vehicle. The HX7 10W40 is designed for those class of vehicle because they also tend to stay a long time, spend a lot of time in traffic. They need protection. They need engine cleanliness. They need performance. Those cars still need to perform very well. HX7 addresses that very clearly.
Jide, you are the mechanic. You have seen a lot of these buses on the road. You have, right? Yeah. Good.
So, okay, to those buses, they are funny enough, most of them, they are mechanics. They fix their cars sometimes themselves, except if it's a major one that probably they need to work inside the engine. But every other thing in terms of the changing of the lubricant, they decide the fluid. But it's part of why we are here on radio to campaign that for engine protection, long life, and fuel efficiency. By the time you pick and use the right oil, you discover that you protect and prolong your engine.
Lagos, this is Drive On. We have Shell Helix, the sponsors Shell and Adova PLC with us in the studio. Uche is representing that group. Then we have a mechanic with us. His name is Jide. We are discussing choosing the right oil for your vehicles. Last week we talked about high performance vehicles. Today we are looking at older vehicles, those ones with higher mileage, and of course Uche has been talking to us about the importance of using the right oil. How can interested people get in touch with Shell and Adova PLC? But before that, Lagos, you can reach out to us via 0201 465 7190. Just come with your question. Otherwise, send a WhatsApp message to 080-959-75805. 080-959-75805. Uche.
Okay, this oil is readily available. All of the ranges of Shell lubricants in every AP station and every NU station. We also have some partner and affiliate stations that have been supporting the brand across the length and breadth of Nigeria.
Wow.
So any AP station or NU station you walk into or drive into, you surely get these products.
Jide, let's talk about how people can get in touch with Shell.
Okay. Yeah, to reach Shell, because this is our limited time, we'll not be able to. We want to make it as interactive as possible, but you can engage us on our social media handle at Adova PLC. Adova PLC on Instagram. Adova is spelled ARDOVA PLC, is a one word together. Then on the WhatsApp, you can drop your question. Then we will give you almost immediate answer to the challenges of your car or anything you need to know about this lubricant we just mentioned, or choosing the right oil for your engine. You can send your message to 081 27164998. Again, 081 27164998.
You have to call it slower. Call it slowly.
081 27164998.
Great. Now, I'd like for us to just, because this is such an interesting conversation, and I'm glad that we had to extend the conversation today, but we are discussing pre-purchase inspection tips when buying a domestic used vehicle. Nigeria used vehicle. Now, that's a conversation that we obviously cannot talk about right now because of how limited our time is, but I'd like for you to just tease us a bit.
Yeah, pre-purchase inspection is all about you can do it yourself. If you know you don't have any mechanic and you need to get a car, because at times some mechanics mislead a car owner, probably because of various interests, or something has happened at the back door between the seller and the mechanic that is being taken to the site of
back door, like what? Like what can happen?
No, it can be induced. That look, whatever you see, just keep short and just approve it. I've been induced before. Well, I just told them, look.
I would love to hear that story.
I just told the dealer, I said, look, my fee has been paid before I even got here. They paid my professional fee, so I'm just here to do my job and give them he want to know the result. How come? And even some have chased me out of their garage when they saw the scanner.
Yes.
Look, if you don't buy my car in this state, please excuse me. I don't want any machine in my car. So for you not to fall victim of this, because there are some of accidented cars, there are some of mileage rollback, because maybe the age of the car, the mileage coverage is so high, and for Nigerians do fall for lower mileage. In the sense that it attracts buyer.
Yes.
But there are some platforms that you can check all this information. I think all these tips is what we'll be bringing next week. Then also for the domestic used car, that's the Nigerian used car. There are some things you need to do, ranging from you swiping your finger on the exhaust to know the internal thing going on in the engine, from you starting your car, engaging if there is a kick or a nod.
Okay, Jide. It promises to be interesting, but we don't have much time. However, there's a question here that says, good evening. I use a 2004 Highlander. Recently, I noticed that whenever I travel a long distance, like from Lagos to Ondo State, the oil dries up completely. My mechanic advised ringing, which I did, but the problem persists. I currently use Mobile 1000, I think. Please, what do you advise I do? His car's mileage is 235,727. I swear, by the time this show ends, I will have become a mechanic.
That is a very high mileage vehicle.
Okay.
I just mentioned a few minutes ago the appropriate lubricant to be used.
Mention that again one more time.
HX7 10W40 is the lubricant for that vehicle. It's a semi-synthetic lubricant, or synthetic technology, if you like, that protects against what our vehicle is suffering is evaporative loss. So the chemistry of this lubricant ensures it does not suffer evaporative loss. You know, Jinde mentioned earlier where people call it the oil drying in the lubricant.
Yeah.
It's actually evaporative loss. So if he uses this product, it's sure to protect against those losses.
This question says, what is the best oil for my Honda Accord 2008?
Your Honda Accord
I
2008,
think it's 0W20.
I would recommend, I will go with GD on that. But if he feels the viscosity of that lubricant is too low for him, he could go for the Helix Ultra 5W40. You mentioned that last week too.
Fantastic. Well, we have come to the end of the show. Next week promises to be interesting, especially if you are an intending buyer of a Nigerian used car or a Tokumbo vehicle, the one that is imported from abroad. Well, you want to stay attuned for that segment. Thank you so much, Jide. Thank you so much,
Thanks
Uche.
for having me.
This is Drive On, sponsored by Shell Helix, by Shell and Adova PLC, okay? We'll be back next Tuesday. Bye for now.
Minding our business about information is not our thing.
We bring it to bed.
President Bola Tinubu says his 9-month-old administration has attracted $30 billion.
This government is full of propaganda.
One of the reasons why there is scarcity of food is because of the lack of coordination.
Nigerians want to see what you are doing. They don't want to hear what you want to do. The president himself said, he said, let the poor breathe. They are kneeling on our necks.
Nigeria Info.
Your station for talk.
It's 99.3.
Minding our business about information is not our thing.
We bring it to bed.
President Bola Tinubu says his 9-month-old administration has attracted $30 billion.
This government is full of propaganda.
One of the reasons why there is scarcity of food is because of the lack of coordination.
Nigerians want to see what you are doing. They don't want to hear what you want to do. The president himself said, he said, let the poor breathe. They are kneeling on our necks.
Nigeria Info.
Your station for talk.
It's 99.3. This is The Voice Note on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
And corruption is not just about giving or taking money. Corruption is about not doing the right thing. And why are we corrupt? Because of lack of understanding. Because we do not understand that we don't need too much. Our wants may be too many, but our needs are very little. And I don't even envy corrupt people because they destroy themselves and destroy their children, generations unborn. And when we look at the way we behave to ourselves and to this country, Nigeria, for which we have no other country that we can call our own, it's all because of bad attitude. That attitude of the past and even the present that we are saying through rebranding, we must change. If we don't change, nothing will change. If we don't change, we will not be able to achieve Vision 2020 because it's human beings that will work to actualize Vision 2020. Option.
Are you tired of all the noise and speculation in the news? On Hard Facts, we cut through the clutter and get straight to the truth.
If only Fubra has been aware of the boo-boo trap, he would have understood in democracy there are bases for everybody to do accordingly.
Join us as we bring you the stories that matter. We go beyond the headlines to uncover the real facts and the core of every story.
We are doing this, we are doing that. At the end of the day, nothing good will come out. What did they promise us? They will be in charge of security and life and whatever. But what are we getting in return?
With in-depth analysis and experts' interviews, Hard Facts delivers the truth that others dare not to reveal. Tune into Hard Facts every weekday, 3 to 6 p.m. and arm yourself with the knowledge you need to navigate today's complex world. Hard Facts, where the truth always prevails.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
Let's talk.
This is the Big Three.
The Big Three on Hard Facts
on 99.3 Nigeria Info. This is The Voice Note on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
And corruption is not just about giving or taking money. Corruption is about not doing the right thing. And why are we corrupt? Because of lack of understanding. Because we do not understand that we don't need too much. Our wants may be too many, but our needs are very little. And I don't even envy corrupt people because they destroy themselves and destroy their children, generations unborn. And when we look at the way we behave the way we behave to ourselves and to this country, Nigeria, for which we have no other country that we can call our own, is all because of bad attitude. That attitude of the past and even the present that we are saying through rebranding, we must change. If we don't change, nothing will change. If we don't change, we will not be able to achieve Vision 2020 because it's human beings that will work to actualize Vision 2020. Option.
This is Community U Report on Hard Facts.
This is The Voice Note on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
And corruption is not just about giving or taking money. Corruption is about not doing the right thing. And why are we corrupt? Because of lack of understanding. Because we do not understand that we don't need too much. Our wants may be too many, but our needs are very little. And I don't even envy corrupt people because they destroy themselves and destroy their children, generations unborn. And when we look at the way we behave to ourselves and to this country, Nigeria, for which we have no other country that we can call our own, it's all because of bad attitude. That attitude of the past and even the present that we are saying through rebranding, we must change. If we don't change, nothing will change. If we don't change, we will not be able to achieve Vision 2020 because it's human beings that will work to actualize Vision 2020.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is still a good time to remind you all that there is money on ground. That hasn't changed, right? Now, on the next show, football, game on. Game on weekdays. Of course, a match is going to go down, but inside the nitty-gritty, you are going to be having a chance to win your share of 60K. Now, you do not want to be a spectator, and that is why I am asking you, if you that's if you don't want to be a spectator, just pick up your phone and dial *347 *880 *3#. Yes, *347 *880 *3#. It will cost you as little as 500 naira. That is how much the ticket will cost you, and in a few seconds your ticket will be in the draws. If that is a bit too tricky, then consider dialing from your phone logging on to the website www.1play.ng. oneplay.ng. Go there, select Nigeria Info as your station, and make sure that you pick you have your 500 naira to play for that ticket, and just like that, in a few seconds it will be in the draws. Now, you are not just playing for the daily winnings. There is also a chance for you to win the jackpot at the end of the week at 500,000 naira. Now, remember to play responsibly. Make sure you are above the age of 18 while playing. One Play is a registered trademark under Lasho Trading Services Limited, licensed by the Lagos State Lotteries and Gaming Commission. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Petroleum Company Limited is inviting the public to a presidential commissioning of 3 critical gas infrastructure in line with its mandate to ensure energy sufficiency within the country. These 3 projects are the ANOH gas processing plant, designed to process 300 million standard cubic feet of gas daily at Asa, Imo State. And then there is also the 23.3 kilometer 36-inch gas pipeline from Asa North to Asa North or Haji South primary treatment facility to OB3 custody transfer metering station. And then there's also the AHL gas processing plant GPP2 in Kwale, Delta State, designed to process 200 million standard cubic feet of gas per day. The ceremony will be performed by His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, on Wednesday, May 15th, 2024. The time will be 10 a.m. and the venues will be Imo and Delta States.
Hello and welcome to our latest segment of the e-wealth and e-investment program, where we delve into the realm of digital investment and e-trading. Whether you're seeking to diversify your income or enhance existing streams of income, today's episode promises valuable insight in that direction. Now, our focus today centers on the forthcoming e-wealth and e-investments training program, orchestrated by Ex Libra Limited. Now, joining me in the studio is a distinguished figure in the field of e-trading and e-digital entrepreneurship. Boasting over a decade of expertise in financial market analysis, he serves as head of marketing and research analysis at Ex Libra Limited and holds certification as a financial market analyst from the Corporate Finance Institute in Vancouver. It's my pleasure to bring to you Samuel Okeke, who will be giving us some in-depth analysis today. Welcome.
Thank you for having me. I'm really delighted to be here.
All right then. Now, before we get into business for today, I'd like to make sure that we have all that we need. Our pens, our notepads, maybe a recording device to get all that we'll be talking about today. So if you need a minute to do that, you have it. Go ahead and get ready while we'll be right back. Glad to know you're there with us. We're still here, and of course, we're getting ready to start. Call your friends and ask them to tune in as well. You don't want them to miss this. I'm Sunday. Let's go. So I introduced our speaker today already, an expert who will be giving us in-depth analysis in the person of Samuel Okeke, and I've got my first question already. So let's talk about Ex Libra Limited. Samuel, you want to tell us about this company and what it's about?
Thank you very much, Mr. Sandy. Ex Libra Limited is an online international financial brokerage company that serves as a platform for traders to take advantage of various financial instruments in the global financial market. We have our headquarters based in Mauritius, and we also have a presence in Nigeria, particularly in Lagos. Additionally, we are in the process of expanding our footprint to include offices in Abuja and Port Harcourt, as well as some western parts of the country by year end. Our primary goal actually is to democratize access to the global financial market for both retail traders, international traders, as well as investors that are willing to trade and make extra income or increase their stream of income. We are committed to providing education and tools to enable successful traders across various parts of the country to trade various financial instruments like currencies, commodities, indices, stocks, shares, and the likes. Thank you.
All right, that's interesting. Now, the global financial market happens to be the landscape, the playing field. Hello and welcome to our latest segment of the e-wealth and e-investment program, where we delve into the realm of digital investment and e-trading. Whether you're seeking to diversify your income or enhance existing streams of income, today's episode promises valuable insight in that direction. Now, our focus today centers on the forthcoming e-wealth and e-investments training program, orchestrated by Ex Libra Limited. Now, joining me in the studio is a distinguished figure in the field of e-trading and e-digital entrepreneurship. Boasting over a decade of expertise in financial market analysis, he serves as head of marketing and research analysis at Ex Libra Limited and holds certification as a financial market analyst from the Corporate Finance Institute in Vancouver. It's my pleasure to bring to you Samuel Okeke, who will be giving us some in-depth analysis today. Welcome.
Thank you for having me. I'm really delighted to be here.
All right then. Now, before we get into business for today, I'd like to make sure that we have all that we need. Our pens, our notepads, maybe a recording device to get all that we'll be talking about today. So if you need a minute to do that, you have it. Go ahead and get ready while we'll be right back. Glad to know you're there with us. We're still here, and of course, we're getting ready to start. Call your friends and ask them to tune in as well. You don't want them to miss this. I'm Sunday. Let's go. So I introduced our speaker today already, an expert who will be giving us in-depth analysis in the person of Samuel Okeke, and I've got my first question already. So let's talk about Ex Libra Limited. Samuel, you want to tell us about this company and what it's about?
Thank you very much, Mr. Sandy. Ex Libra Limited is an online international financial brokerage company that serves as a platform for traders to take advantage of various financial instruments in the global financial market. We have our headquarters based in Mauritius, and we also have a presence in Nigeria, particularly in Lagos. Additionally, we are in the process of expanding our footprint to include offices in Abuja and Port Harcourt, as well as some western parts of the country by year end. Our primary goal actually is to democratize access to the global financial market for both retail traders, international traders, as well as investors that are willing to trade and make extra income or increase their stream of income. We are committed to providing education and tools to enable successful traders across various parts of the country to trade various financial instruments like currencies, commodities, indices, stocks, shares, and the likes. Thank you.
All right, that's interesting. Now, the global financial market happens to be the landscape, the playing field, the shop, the market space for anyone who is coming in to trade. Now, can you talk a little bit more about it? Spread it out so the listener can actually begin to have a pictorial view of the field.
Now, the global financial market is an online marketplace where traders or investors engage in the buying and the selling of various financial instruments. And the objective is very simple. The aim is to generate profit from the continuous fall or rise in the prices of these instruments in the global market, in the financial arena, say. And this market holds a staggering turnover of $7.7 trillion, which are being traded daily, offering myriads of traders to take advantage of the constant fall or rise in the prices of these instruments. And some of these instruments ranges from gold, crude oil, currencies, market stocks, and shares, like I mentioned earlier.
Like every other marketplace where people come together to do business, there are risks involved. I would like you to talk about some of the concerns that the listener may have in terms of risk. Let me put it this way. How would you measure the risk of doing this business?
Now, the risk of trading in the global financial market is a function of your capital. Like you already know, the life we are living is a risk. You're going out to the money, you are taking risk. But it's even riskier not to take risk. So, trading has to do with you being acquainted of how to minimize your risk and maximize your profit by taking advantage of the constant fall or rise in the prices of this financial instrument. Let's take a very good example. S&P 500, which is also known as US 500, is one big instrument you can trade in this market. And at the start of 2024, our research indicates that S&P 500 was projected to appreciate by 35,000 points. But I tell you, as we speak, S&P 500, or would I use the word US 500, surpassed.
I was going to ask so people understand what the S&P 500 is. It a coin? Is it a code name for something?
S&P 500 is an index that combines 500 best most traded stocks in the US market. And you're not just trading one stock, you are trading an index that combines 500 best selected stocks in the US market. Yes, stocks like Amazon stocks, Tesla stocks, Netflix stocks, so many stocks, J&J, that's Johnson & Johnson, and the likes. So it was projected. So this index combines the 500 best selected stocks in the US market, and you can trade it as one index. It just requires that you need to have good volume in your trading account. So our research department projected that this particular instrument will rise by 35,000 points actually. And as we speak, it is currently at 47,000 points as at March. Now, investors who seize this opportunity by purchasing maybe 10,000 units of this particular index between January and March would have realized a whopping sum of $4,000 as we speak. So you can imagine how that could transform someone's life.
So this S&P 500, just for clarity, the player or the trader has access to it.
Yes.
It's not something one has to go search for, for, have difficulties, getting access to.
No, you have access to it on the trading platform, and that is why we are here to acquaint you with relevant information or relevant trading skills on how to go about it, see it, spot the opportunity, and take advantage of it on the trading platform.
That sounds really good. So now the training, let's get to the training now, because that is coming up pretty soon. Ex Libra upcoming event, which has garnered some significant attention, is something that a lot of people want to be a part of. So can you tell us more about the training?
Ex Libra Limited, we are holding a 3-day intensive training program. It's actually tailored at providing comprehensive education and practical guidance for traders of all levels. Now, throughout these 3 days, participants can delve deep into understanding the workings of this financial market. Now, regardless of who you are you a beginner, you are an intermediate trader, or you are an advanced trader, or you actually an investor that is interested in trading this market, the program actually caters for you, regardless of your level of expertise. Moreover, you will have ample opportunity to network with fellow traders, especially experts in these industries, and broadening your professional connection, especially when it comes to trading. Now, in addition to gaining insights into this 3 days workshop, we have decided to show you some special strategy which has proven to be profitable over time. And attendees can learn how to harness some of our AI tools and optimize their trading career, thereby making money. One of the notable benefits of attending this particular training is that the first 100 registrants would receive a trading capital of $500 to trade this market. I repeat, one of the notable benefits of trading this or attending this particular training is that the first 100 people that is able to register will be having access to $500. That is a trading capital of $500 to trade this market. So if you register, if you're among the first 100, you have access to that.
All right, let's talk about age and the requirements to be a part of this training. Do we have any age requirements? Do we have any qualification requirements or educational level requirements? What should the participants have? What should they be coming with? What qualifies one?
Okay, what qualifies one? Like you already know, this is trading. A minor is not expected to register. You need to be above the age of 18. 18 years and above is eligible to engage in trading. We believe you are old enough to know what is good and what is right. And other countries of the world, you see young people do this, but here you need to be at least 18 and above. You really don't need any educational qualification. We believe that in Nigeria, everybody is looking for multiple streams of income, and that is what we stand for. We want to open you to various opportunities to make extra money for yourself by taking advantage of constant rise or fall in the prices of these instruments, so you can withdraw this money into your bank account.
All right. Can we have some details about the training? Maybe the location, the platform, the dates? venue details so that the listener can actually get those down and begin to plan towards attending this event?
This event is actually scheduled to take place on the 16th of May, which is on a Thursday, to on the 18th of May, which is Saturday. So it's a 3 days intensive training program, and the time is 11 a.m. The time is 11 a.m. The venue is at number 2 Allen Avenue, Ikeja, just exactly at Allen Roundabout, at second floor Akintelos Plaza. We are actually at the second floor. Allen Roundabout is at Akintelos Plaza. We are at the second floor. Now, to secure a spot for this 3 days intensive program, all you just need to do is pick up your phone, send L1, just send a message, L1, to this particular number, 090-370-21683. I repeat that again. Just pick up your phone and send a text message, L1, to this particular number, 090-370-21683.
All right, thank you very much. In case, I'm just thinking, somebody missed out on all of that information, you might want to do it again.
To secure a spot in this particular 3 days intensive program, all you just need to do is send L1 to this particular number, 090-370-21683. Remember, the event, it will start on the 16th of May to on the 18th of May 2024. Remember, the time is 11 a.m. prompt daily, and the venue is number 2 Allen Avenue, Ikeja, just exactly at Allen Roundabout at Akitelos Plaza. We are actually at the second floor, and there's Fidelity Bank at the ground floor. Yes, that's the place.
E-investment and e-trading, that's what we've been talking about. If you tuned in, oh my goodness, it's a lot, but what can I say at this point? But then I'm just hoping that nobody missed out on those information. Of course, there's a training coming up. It's been put together by the company known as Ex Libra Limited. And speaking in the studio and giving some insights into the various opportunities in the e-entrepreneurship side of life, which has to do with getting online and trading in instruments and making your income either diversify or become even more than it is the person that has a lot of expertise. Let me just give some reminder of some of the feathers in his hat. He is a distinguished figure in the field of e-trading and digital entrepreneurship, boasting over a decade of expertise in financial market analysis, served as the head of market and research analysis at Ex Libra Limited, and holds certification as a financial market analyst from the Corporate Finance Institute in Vancouver. He is Samuel Okeke and has been speaking with us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sunday.
Now, for the program itself, do you have any provision for people who may not be able to come physically? Are you going to run any online training?
We have plans for clients who won't be able to attend the training physically, but the only way they can go about it is at least registering. And the only way you do that is first, go to your message, send L1 to 090-370-21683. We actually have provision for clients who won't be able to attend the training physically, and you'll be able to enjoy part of this too. Thank you.
That's going to be very lovely. All right. So for the training, we wish everyone the best. You listening to us right now, we also wish you the best. Thanks once again for dropping by, Samuel Okeke.
Thank you once more for the opportunity to join you, Mr. Sunday. It's been a pleasure. I eagerly anticipate connecting with everyone at the training. Thank you.
All right, a pleasure always.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Nutratech, a Lagos-based company, wants you to know that it is offering an opportunity for sales consultants. The location is Lekki Phase 1, Lagos, and the requirements for this job are that the applicant must own a car.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
Your number one station for talk. Let's talk. Let's talk.
Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, Nutratech, a Lagos-based company, is offering an opportunity.
99.3.
Is offering an opportunity for sales consultants. Location is in Lekki, Lagos. The requirements are that the applicant must own a car and reside in Lagos. He or she must also be willing to start immediately and also have prior knowledge of sales. Not only that, they must also have a BSc or HND in a business related field, as well as be 27 years or over. The deadline is May the 30th, 2024. Send your resumes to kyjobsopportunities@gmail.com or WhatsApp your CV to 0815 705 0505. That is 0815 705 0505. An attractive salary and commission package is being offered.
Game On with Femi and the gang just got more exciting. With content richer than ever before. It's 3 hours of undiluted fun from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. on Monday to Friday every week on 99.3 Nigeria Info. The goal is to excite and inform you with unique and exclusive elements added to each day's sports broadcast. Monday provides courtside for the basketball fans. Tuesday offers the Fans League game show and the freshly added Money Side of Sports. Wednesday is laced with the Fans League and newly introduced the Human Angle stories, while Thursday delivers the Fat G FPL podcast and the odds and ticket show. Then Friday takes the fun to the peak with every member of the team present on the broadcast, led by Femi Daniels and the Fan Battle Special. Catch all the fun, excitement, and drama with Femi and the gang every working day of the week on 99.3 Nigeria Info. It's sports presentation delivered just the way you like it.
Ladies and gentlemen, children
Hi, my name is Sunny Payne, player of the Super Falcons and Inibehe Effiong.
It's Game On.
Listening to Femi and the Gang on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's V Money from Tanzania, and you're cooling with Femi and the Gang on Nigeria Info.
The stage is set. Off the mark. And what you ask for is what you'll get.
Oh my goodness gracious!
Basketball action on radio like never before. The news, high-profile interviews, fashion previews, and reviews of basketball's biggest games, trades, leagues, and tournaments from around the world. These and much more will be served on Courtside on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Tune in every Monday from 7:05 p.m. and join the team of basketball enthusiasts. Experience awesomeness. 30 minutes that would blow your mind. Courtside. Brace yourself.
What a mesmerizing dunk.
It just got real.
He drilled it. Come on, you gotta love NBA basketball.
Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, it's Game On.
love's pain and fire burn. So come on, I'll take you on, take you on. Ache for love, ache for us. Why don't you come? Don't you come a little closer? So come on, now strike the match now. We're perfect match, perfect somehow. We were made for one another. Come a little closer. Flame, you come for me. Fire me gasoline. Fire me gasoline. I'm burning alive. I can barely breathe. You're loving me. Fire me gasoline. Fire me gasoline. I got all I need when you came with me. Fire me gasoline. Burn tonight, and we will ride like smoke dark in the sky. I wanna try take us. So come on, strike the match now. We're perfect match, perfect somehow. We were made for one another. Come a little closer. Flame, you came for me. Fire me gasoline. Fire me gasoline. I'm burning alive. I can barely breathe.
Later today at 7:45 p.m., it'll be Fire meeting Gasoline at the £1 billion Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and it is what could possibly define the future or the destination of the Premier League title. Manchester City get to work with their very, very penultimate game of the 2023-2024 Premier League season, and it is away at the home of the enemy. Talking about Tottenham Hotspur, who also know how to do a job on Manchester City. It will be Spurs hosting the Citizens later today, 7:45. And guess what? You know how we do. Game On will become Football Frenzy at that point, and it's going to be all things live commentaries right here on your number one station for news, talk, and sport. 99.3 Nigeria Info with the number one sports team in the land, Femi and the gang. And representing this gang for this part of the broadcast this Tuesday evening is Samuel Victor Akpan. I said good evening and welcome to the broadcast, where we get to talk all things sporting conversations with, yes, a little extra focus on football. Indeed, it's a countdown to that particular game today. Arsenal fans have been doing their best to upset Manchester City, and their preparations for that game, according to reports in London, courtesy of TalkSport, they say there was a firework incident that went wrong by Arsenal fans who had intended to disrupt Manchester City in that one, but they went and they couldn't conquer because they found Manchester City anywhere but in the hotel room they thought they were going to be at today.
So far in love, but I wanna burn with you tonight. You hurt me.
All right, also in the news will be the national team situation of Nigeria. Finidi George, new Super Eagles manager, yes, confirmed. But there's a situation as concerns how they're going to be earning their monies and their pay at the end of the month, especially with the assistant managers of the team. It's going to be pay as you appear. That's according to the NFF. In that information they did release yesterday, courtesy of the NFF chairman. Also in the news, Raphael Varane will call it quits at Old Trafford and Manchester United at the end of the season, sparking a mass exodus of players at Old Trafford as Manchester United under the Sir Jim Ratcliffe aim to rebuild the club and take it to where it used to be. Olivier Giroud, former Arsenal, former Chelsea, soon to become former Milan player, has found a new home somewhere in the United States of America. And Cristiano Ronaldo, who found a new home sometime last season, might be staying beyond the current expiration of his current contract somewhere in Saudi Arabia. In the world of tennis, Iga Swiatek sails to the next round of the Italian Open, while in boxing. While in the world of basketball, rather, it is Thunder striking down the Mavericks to level the semifinal series in the NBA playoffs. That's what we're going to be discussing today on the show. Game On 99.3 Nigeria Info. The question I want to ask you today, despite all of these conversations, is which would you rather, as a football fan, if you had a club, or as a fan generally, in the wake of this Tottenham Manchester City Arsenal trilogy that is about to go down tonight. Which would you rather lose to a big side or lose to a lesser side? Where do you think there's less shame? Where does it lie? Less shame, losing to a bigger side and having your ego hurt, or losing to a less fancy side? You know how we play Mama here on Nigeria Info when a big team takes on a big team and loses. Do you think Mama should now start playing when a big team loses to a small team as well? So that's what I'm asking today on the show, the central theme as we count down to Tottenham against Manchester City, because it will be more important for a certain side in North London, talking about Arsenal. Spurs fans were asked earlier today, and in the build-up to the game, would you rather lose to Manchester City or have Arsenal win the Premier League title? And they seem to have a general voice. We will do anything but help Arsenal win a title, whether it would be the Premier League title, the FA Cup, the Champions League, any title whatsoever. As long as we're North London rivals, it is only Tottenham and nothing else. Arsenal sit bottom of of the priority list. All right, let's start off the conversation by talking about the Nigerian Football Federation, who've had something to say as regards the managerial situation of Finidi George. Yes, that's what we hear in the news. They've had a couple of things to say about how they're going to be paying his monies, and it's looking pretty interesting. Now, what I want to ask you is, is the NFF's payment plan for the assistant managers of the Super Eagles? You know how they've consistently said, oh, there's no money in the NFF. The NFF is broke, and we can't afford certain kind of managers. We can't afford certain kind of people, certain kind of luxury that we might think we need as a football nation, as the fifth best team on the continent, as the current second best team on the continent, based on the finish at the African Cup of Nations. We can't certainly afford certain kind of luxury. According to the news, NFF have, the Nigerian Football Federation have made promises to the Eagles manager, Finidi George, promising him a house and a car after his unveiling. Ibrahim Gusso, the Nigerian Football Federation chairman, made this known to the public, as he has assured that newly appointed Super Eagles coach Finidi George will be provided with a house in the area of his choice and a driver to ensure smooth operation of his job. Now, Gusso made this promise during the official unveiling of Finidi as the Eagles coach on Monday, where his assistants were also revealed. Now, after serving as an assistant to Portuguese coach Jose Peseiro, Finidi was appointed as the substantive coach of the Eagles last month, beating the likes of Emmanuel Amunike, U.S. men's under-19 coach Michael Nsien, among other candidates to the job. Now, the 56-year-old will work with ex-international Daniel Amokachi and Benjamin James as assistants, Olatunji Barua as goalkeepers trainer, while Chima Onyeke will serve as fitness trainer, and Turk Mehmet Ostok as his match analyst. Remember the last time I was here, I think it was last week Tuesday, I did make mention of there being a disparity with what Finidi George wanted as his backroom staff and what the NFF wanted. The NFF wanted foreign assistants. Finidi wanted local, not local in any disrespectful term, but home-based assistants. And I seemed by dint of what I've read out as the assistant managers and physios and all that, there seemed to be a fine blend of both. So they've managed to work that pickle out themselves. Okay. Speaking at the press at the brief ceremony in Abuja, Gusso said Finidi will be provided with a house and a driver, while assuring that his salaries will be paid regularly. Now remember this, for when it goes all right, we will hold Ibrahim Gusso to his word. Now, we want to avoid any issues of having conflicts in the area of paying coaches. This is me taking a quote from Ibrahim Gusso, and he says, for the coach, we are going to arrange how we will be paying on a monthly basis. But for every other assistant, hear this and hear well, we are engaging them on an individual basis, he said. We are going to engage them on an individual basis. Once we invite them for a match, qualifiers, or tournament, we will give them whatever they are entitled to, including other allowances that the team is entitled to. Whatever the team is entitled to at any point in time, that is what the assistant coaches are entitled to. And we'll also agree on a certain amount that we are going to agree on to pay them whenever they come for matches or tournaments. We just want to avoid issues of having a crisis in the payment of salaries. I want to assure Nigerians that we will do our best to make sure we support Finidi and give him whatever he needs to work, and his salary will not be a problem because we will do our best to support him. Right now, as part of his contract, we must get him a comfortable house where we will stay in Nigeria, which is in the process, and we will give him the privilege to agree on where he wants it. We will provide him with transportation. He has a car already, and we'll provide him with a driver. We just want Nigerians to support us in prayer. Now you've heard the words of the NFF chairman. I want to ask you now, as a football enthusiast, as ones who really appreciate and, in quotes, carry on our head, in the right sense and in every way, in the right manner, our national team, be it the Super Eagles or the Super Falcons or the under-17 or the under-20 men or women, is the NFF's payment plan for the Finidi George and, of course, the assistant manager, especially the assistants, is it waterproof for you? Do you think, with where we are, as we are told by the NFF, in terms of our financial situation, do you think this plan to pay as, whatever the team is entitled to, the assistants are entitled to, when they come for matches, when they're invited, do you think this is waterproof for you? I want to hear your thoughts on this tonight as we talk about the Super Eagles of Nigeria, because I don't want to be the prophet of doom, but I do think that come 6 months, 7 months, 10 months, I will be on Game On and saying, what do you make of the NFF's statement saying, this is why we couldn't pay salaries, or this is why we couldn't invite this assistant manager for this game and all of that? 0700 993 993 993 0201 465 7190. Are you satisfied with the comments made as to how the Nigerian Football Federation is going to be handling the payment of the assistant managers for Finidi George, or do you think this is just a matter of time before it all goes bust yet again? Join the conversation on WhatsApp 08095975805. Guys, don't forget there is money to be given away on Game On and on the entire broadcast today, courtesy of our friends at One Play. You can simply dial *347 *880 *3# from your mobile phone. Dial that short code again. It is *347 *880 *3#, or go to the browser on your phone, input the URL www.oneplay.ng, navigate through the website. You'll be required to pay 500 naira per play, per ticket, per entry, and you can play as much as 500 naira times 10. This is for only those that are 18 years and above, and of course you are advised to play responsibly. The One Play Lottery Game Show. All right. Let's start the conversation by talking about the NFF, and of course I'm asking you the questions. Is the the NFF's payment plan waterproof for you? 0700 993 993 993 0201 465 7190. Hello, good evening to you.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Manu from
You have to speak up.
Manu from Kogi.
All right, talk to me quickly, Emmanuel.
Yeah, just got to greet you. I just tuned it now.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Emmanuel. Thank you so much for saying hi to me. Hello there. Good evening to you. Femi,
Hello,
Abibusaya, I'm coming to you. All right, good evening. Welcome.
Yeah, this is Friday from Igwelere.
All right, Friday, talk to me quickly.
Yeah, well, anyway, I have a lot to say, but I will manage my time because in the first place, I don't see why going around all the zone of the country to pick assistant for the coach.
I
think you heard the name now. A Yoruba man must be there, Igbo man must be there, Hausa man must be there, somebody from Niger Delta must be there to pick assistant.
Well, it doesn't matter where they're from, right? Let's just hope they're competent.
That is why we are getting it wrong.
No, if they're competent, it's not a problem whether they are a Calabar man or Yoruba man. It doesn't matter.
For me, the problem is Omokachi. Where has Omokachi coached before?
He's been in the setup now. He's been in the Nigerian football setup.
Setup as a coach?
As an assistant manager. That's the point.
That is the point. Okay, well, let's leave that. But for me, anybody that is coming to work with Nigeria Football Association, you must prepare your mind that at some time in your employment, you may stay 6 months without payment.
But what they have said and how they've said they are going to be paying, is it okay okay with you? Do you think it's sustainable?
That's what I'm saying. It's not sustainable, Samuel.
Okay.
These
All right.
people can stay for 6 months without receiving their salary.
They said they're going to be paying them monthly. It's going to happen every month.
If they can hold a white man for 7, 8, 9 months.
How about we?
Man,
Yeah, all right.
that they will not hold.
Thank you so much, Friday. I appreciate you for calling. All right. Hello there. Good evening to you. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Hi, good evening. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm Big Ben, calling from Kurudu.
All right, Ben, talk to me quickly.
Yeah. Okay. Please, I want to find out, in other countries, how they normally pay their assistant coaches.
Every coach, every
This one,
country.
Nigeria is giving, they will be paying according to their matches. In other countries, how they normally pay their own coaches also, their assistant coaches, I mean to say.
Well, I wouldn't know. I guess it's peculiar to every country. We have an arrangement. The NFF has one now.
Please, you try and educate us in that one. Thank you.
I should go and meet Germany and find out how they are paying the assistant manager and go to Switzerland.
we need to learn from you.
That's what I'm saying. It's not necessarily information that is out there. I'm not saying it's not there, but I'm saying it's not what's difficult to. I don't know. They have a system, and the NFF has a system to pay. It's not like there's one universal formula for paying. As long as you pay, you get. That's the point. The assistant manager's salary is a bit different from what the first team manager earns. But I know with club football, you come with your backroom staff and they pay you. Everybody has their agreement and their individual contracts, right? So you see when they are sacking Pochettino, for instance, they sack everybody. You come, you
with
go.
Yeah.
So this thing where we have individual contracts and you sack Pochettino and Bruno Salto is there, for instance, it does work out. But we're just sticking with what we know, which is what the NFF has told us right now. This is how they are going to be paying these managers. And with a promise that, we're not going to owe them. And we think this system is the way that will ensure that. Is it satisfactory for you?
Okay, no problem. You mentioned something that when the times come, we'll hold them due to their
Yes, that's what I want us to know now. When it happens, we can be able to hold them by...
When it happens.
Yeah, all right. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Let me quickly go to Femi Prince Adeyinka on Skype. Hello, Prince. Good evening to you.
Good evening, Samuel. How are you doing?
The way you sound is like, what better?
Wallahi, you know what I wanted to say, honestly. I love the question you put out.
All right.
You see, in the whole country entirely, our major problem is sustainability. Not to talk of this. See, there's Baba. Forget this NFF. Forget it. What Friday was even saying is even out of it. I don't mind whether they come from anywhere out of the region in the old Nigeria. But this Finidi, I know he would do well, but the people that will be on his neck, he will, just like you said, give him 6 months. You will see the delay in payment, story from one story, this one from those story, they will start owing, and that discouragement will start coming in. Don't let us even talk about the technicality of the assistant coaches of right. Just like you mentioned, in a club, the guy comes with his own crew.
Yeah.
That is comfortable with. But now this one are being selected for him. What is the relationship between when Finidi is coaching in a Yimba, he has his own back room.
Yeah.
He knows the people that he's working with. But these ones, and they're giving him a deadline that he must make the World Cup 2026, right?
Yes.
Look at that short period of time with new setup that he has not even understand the boys. When did he have the chance to play with the boys? How many matches has he played with the boys? And you're already setting a target. And it's not that he's coming into the coaching place with his own crew that he's used to. Sustainability is the problem. Just wait. You've mentioned it. You know me, just like you read my tone when I'm coming in. There's nothing.
But before you go, Prince, this arrangement of we invite them, they come, we pay them for the job they do, they go back. Is it good enough knowing that the NFF says we don't have money? Is that the best we can do?
Your last
Every parent wants to see their child growing up happy and healthy.
Introducing Renzo Vitamins for Kids, a secret to your child's daily nutrition and boundless joy. With Renzo Vitamins, your child will have the energy to embrace every moment and unlock their full potential. Give your child a head start in life with Renzo Vitamins for Kids, because a happy child is a healthy child.
It's like every other year. My wife wants to paint, and our own kind of budget just makes me want to faint. 50 buckets of paint? Make it make sense. I'm only dropping cheddar if it's using Santex.
Santex? Yes, Santex. The amazing durability is more than mere text. Rich quality paint within your budget. So make the smart choice. Paint with Santex.
Can't go wrong. Can't go wrong
with a smart choice. Santex paint.
Santex paint.
Smart choice.
Smart choice.
Paint your dreams on the walls of your reality. Choose Santex paints for its rich quality, vibrant colors, and long-lasting coats. Available at authorized Santex paint distributors across Nigeria. Santex paint, the smart choice.
Wait, isn't that Polo? He's the one now. Gee, Polo has stepped up. I heard that he topped up to step up with the Glow Cash Token rewards. Recharge 1,000 Naira weekly to qualify to win Glow World Gift Voucher. Top up 5,000 Naira weekly to qualify for Samsung A05 smartphone. Or load 10,000 Naira weekly to qualify for Samsung A54 smartphone. The more you recharge, the more your chances of winning up to 100 million in the weekly draw. To start winning, dial *310# now. Terms and conditions apply.
Unlimited. Every parent wants to see their child growing up happy and healthy. Introducing Renzo Vitamins for Kids, a secret to your child's daily nutrition and boundless joy. With Renzo Vitamins, your child will have the energy to embrace every moment and unlock their full potential. Give your child a head start in life with Renzo Vitamins for Kids, because a happy child is a healthy child.
Mommy, my teacher said 90% of my brain will develop by the time I am 5.
Really? What else did she say?
She said I need iron in my food for my brain to grow well.
Oh, very true. And that's why I give you Cerelac Junior every day, which provides half of your daily iron needs.
And Cerelac Junior tastes so good.
Cerelac Junior with Iron Plus. It's all good.
Say goodbye to charging fears with Infinix Note 40 fast charging, ensuring you're powered up from boardrooms to hangouts. Enjoy the stunning 108 megapixel iOS zoom camera and capture memorable moments every day. There's more. Purchase the Infinix Note 40 and get a 3 months free subscription to Showmax to enjoy all the action of the English Premier League football matches and the latest blockbuster movies.
What are you waiting for? Head over to any authorized Infinix retail store nationwide and get your Infinix Note 40 today. Terms and conditions apply.
New Lafarge Water Shield Cement now confirm. #1 waterproof cement for Nigeria. Yeah. Obonge cement for waterlogged areas. #1 waterproof cement for Nigeria. Yeah. New Lafarge Water Shield Cement #1. New Lafarge waterproof cement now confirm. One time. Put full stop for water wahala. With Lafarge Water Shield Cement, water go collect. If water jam house, foundation and basement to call, no shaking. Obonge cement for waterlogged areas. #1 waterproof cement for Nigeria. Lafarge, na confirm. Cement, new Lafarge Water Shield Cement na confirm.
Put full stop for water wahala.
Madam, you don't try this new Lush Hair 4-in-1 no lie relaxer kit. We get free neutralizing shampoo and conditioner join. What? Me, I know deal. You not even sabi wetin dey happen for town. You see this Lush Hair relaxer so?
E no dey pepper, e no dey burn. E go even make your hair shine like oil.
Na so, Lush Hair relaxer kit na correct. We no go make your hair cut. We no go make your hair dry. E no dey pepper and e dey relax hair well. Come buy your own.
Lush Hair. Be beautiful.
Enjoy the delicious creamy goodness of cowbell. Cowbell contains Vitarich and vitamin B9, which supports brain development. Use cowbell in your tea, cereal, pap, and other meals of choice. Cowbell, so creamy, so good.
It's like every other year. My wife wants to paint, and her own kind of budget just makes me want to faint. 50 buckets of paint? Make it make sense. I'm only dropping cheddar if it's using Santex.
Santex? Yes, Santex. The amazing durability is more than mere text. Rich quality paint within your budget. So make the smart choice. Paint with Santex. Can't go wrong. Can't go wrong with a smart choice. Santex paint. Santex paint. Smart choice.
Paint your dreams on the walls of your reality. Choose Santex Paint for its rich quality, vibrant colors, and long-lasting coats. Available at authorized Santex Paint distributors across Nigeria. Santex Paint, the smart choice.
See how I'm using corner eye to look at you as you keep pressing *321# on your phone. Is it not credit that you want to borrow from Glow?
Yes, now. What happened? Has the code changed?
Where have you been, girl? *303# is the new code to borrow credit and data on Glow.
So the code is no longer *321#, but *303#?
Confirmento. Voila! It worked, oh! Before, Uncle, *303#, not before show. But, guy, I hope so the data where you borrow go reach me and you.
Dial *303# to borrow credit and data on Glow and pay later. *303#, new code, same great ease.
Glow Unlimited.
Are you finding it difficult listening to your favorite talk radio Nigeria info via the mobile app? Come closer. Let me fix that for you. Now, launch the app on your device. Click the 3 lines on the top left corner of the app. Look for settings in the drop-down menu and click on it. Turn on the first option that you see. Make sure you turn on the option that says always use highest quality available audio. Now that you have done that, close the app and relaunch it. Voila! I did it! Oh, sorry, you did it. Now you can enjoy your radio anywhere, anytime. Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
In Nigeria, the weather can change in an instant, just like life itself. Even when you are caught in a heavy downpour or harmattan has left your skin dry, there's one thing that never changes: the restoring power of Vaseline Petroleum Jelly. Because we all know when harmattan strikes, if you are not protecting your skin, it cracks. So do your lips, and no one wants that. So, use Vaseline Petroleum Jelly to keep your skin healthy, smooth, moisturized, and protected all day long, so you can embrace every season with confidence.
As a mom and a dentist, I know the importance of strong teeth, beautiful white smile, and fresh breath. They give you the confidence to eat the right foods without worry, speak confidently in public, and making friends is easier when you know you have fresh breath. I give my family confidence with Pepsodent's Triple Protection 1-2-3. It's 3 toothpaste in 1 to protect their teeth from holes, give them white teeth, and fresh breath. The confidence of 3 toothpaste in 1. Pepsodent's Triple Protection 1-2-3.
In every part of the country, Wema Bank is there, serving the needs of every Nigerian. From the child whose dreams are as big as the sky, but in need of a head start. Young tech-driven innovators in search of a financial provider to support their novel ideas. The bold and confident boss lady in need of tailored financial services to fulfill her everyday business needs and maximize her potential. The elderly who want a stress-free day-to-day banking experience anytime, anywhere at their fingertips. The small and medium-scale entrepreneurs who need a partner to help transition from startup to scale-up. We are the backbone of every endeavor, creating value for all and fulfilling dreams for over 79 years. Wema Bank, the bank that works for everyone and stays with you all the way.
Mommy, my teacher said 90% of my brain will develop by the time I am 5.
Really? What else did she say?
She said I need iron in my food for my brain to grow well.
Oh, very true. And that's why I give you Cerelac Junior every day, which provides half of your daily iron needs.
And Cerelac Junior tastes so good.
Cerelac Junior with Iron Plus. It's all good, Mom.
Oh, Mo, wait, no be Polo be that. Eh? Now him now. Chee! Polo don't stay popo. I hear say na Glow Cash Token Rewards he use take step up.
Yes, so you say fit top up to step up. In Glow Cash Token Rewards that rewards you with an opportunity to win up to 100 million naira and many more amazing prizes. Recharge 1,000 naira weekly to qualify to win a Glow gift voucher, or recharge 5,000 naira weekly to qualify for Samsung A05 smartphone, or load 10,000 naira weekly to qualify for a Samsung A54 smartphone. The more you recharge, the more your chances of winning up to 100 million naira in the weekly national consumer draw. To start winning, dial *301# now. Terms and conditions apply.
Unlimited.
Folake, where are you going? Won't you go to the cashier to settle your medical bills?
Bills? Cashier? My HMO already handles that.
You and these HMOs every time. Is it not the same HMOs we all know?
No, Reliance HMO is different. For example, I'm only here because I needed a physical examination. Other times, I chat with a doctor from the comfort of my home. I can even get a prescription delivered.
But they only cover you when you are ill.
That's not true. I had my facials done courtesy of my HMO. Even my workout sessions are covered by Reliance HMO.
How about hospitals?
Reliance HMO has a hospital roaming. Their relationship with providers makes it so easy to access care at any facility. Approvals take a short time.
They tell you what you're covered for?
With the Reliance Care app, I have all I need in my back pocket. I can connect with a rep in seconds.
How is that even possible?
This is Reliance HMO, the next generation health plan for businesses. Visit www.getreliancehealth.com or call 0201 700 1580.
New Lafarge Water Shield Cement now confirm. #1 waterproof cement for Nigeria. Yeah. Ogbonge cement for waterlogged areas. #1 waterproof cement for Nigeria. Yeah. New Lafarge Water Shield Cement #1. New Lafarge waterproof cement now confirm. One time. Put full stop for water wahala. With Lafarge Water Shield Cement, water go collect. If water jam house, foundation and basement to call, no shaking. Ogbonge cement for waterlogged areas. #1 waterproof cement for Nigeria. Lafarge, not confirm. Cement, new Lafarge Water Shield Cement, not confirm.
Put full stop for water wahala.
Madam, you don't try this new Lush Hair 4-in-1 no lie relaxer kit. We get free neutralizing shampoo and conditioner join. What? Me, I know deal. You not even sabi wetin dey happen for town. You see this Lush Hair relaxer so?
E no dey pepper, e no dey burn. E go even make your hair shine like oil.
Na so, Lush Hair relaxer kit na correct. We no go make your hair cut. We no go make your hair dry. E no dey pepper and e dey relax hair well. Come buy your own.
Lush Hair, be beautiful.
You define better odd. I be you one play Correscos. Over 1.5, I be you one bet. Say, both seem no go score at all. Yeah, we get better payout. No worry, we there for you. Our odd, Chabura Tau. You know the feeling sure. Oh, lo, we there for you. Oh, we there for you. You see, for bet, Baba. Shout today easy or bet we get online games for you to play. Oh God, all I want. Yeah. We get better bonus. And if you know that, yeah. Now bet Papa they are so. to Bet Baba.
Register now on betbaba.ng. Not for people under 18.
080 000 55555. Now the number for Omnibus Prime. If it is a provision, better benefits, free delivery, save on every order. 080 000 55555.
Is that so? If you be retailer for your area, Oya call 080-000-55-555 now to enjoy Omnibus Prime benefits. Omnibus day for number 6 Causeway, Ijora, Lagos. Terms and conditions apply.
Nigerian Idol is back.
The stage don't set on a go scream tire. When you hear all the sabi contestants, the new judges, Omawumi, Nice, and Rick Hazani don't prepare. But now you will wait for. Run, go arrange your Go TV. Ready your vote and your voice to hail our superstars with their shine.
Yes, so watch Nigerian Idol Season 9 from the 21st of April by 7 p.m. on Africa Magic. Go TV. Love it.
Who says you can't have it all with one play?
I got that defined point. You have just won yourself.
Congratulations.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, Melitus. One player, don't cost for 2 players because you won 20K.
So now you won yourself 20,000 naira.
My name is Well Done.
Okay, well done. You want to tell you, well done. You won yourself 20,000 naira.
With 500 naira, you can play to win big. From 120,000 naira to 190,000 naira daily on Nigeria Info. Go to oneplay.ng and play with 500 naira. And in a few seconds, your ticket is in the draw. Or dial *347 *880 *3 hash. Win daily on Nigeria Info. 50,000 naira on Morning Crossfire. 60,000 naira on WhatsApp Lagos. 20,000 naira on Sunnyside. And 60,000 naira on Game On. So Lagos, what are you waiting for? The more you play, the better your chances of winning. Remember to dial *347 *880 *3 hash. Play responsibly. Not suitable for persons under the age of 18.
In Nigeria, the weather can change in an instant, just like life itself. Even when you are caught in a heavy downpour or harmattan has left your skin dry, there's one thing that never changes: the restoring power of Vaseline Petroleum Jelly. Because we all know when harmattan strikes, if you are not protecting your skin, it cracks. So do your lips, and no one wants that. So use Vaseline Petroleum Jelly to keep your skin healthy, smooth, moisturized, and protected all day long, so you can embrace every season with confidence.
Are you finding it difficult listening to your favorite talk radio Nigeria Info via the mobile app? Come closer. Let me fix that for you. Now launch the app on your device. Click the 3 lines on the top left corner of the app. Look for settings in the drop-down menu and click on it. Turn on the first option that you see. Make sure you turn on the option that says always use highest quality available audio. Now that you have done that, close the app and relaunch it. Voila! I did it! Oh, sorry, you did it. Now you can enjoy your radio anywhere, anytime. Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Wait, isn't that Polo? He's the one now. Gee, Polo has stepped up. I heard that he topped up to step up with the Glow Cash Token rewards. Recharge 1,000 Naira weekly to qualify to win Glow Wall Gift Voucher. Top up 5,000 Naira weekly to qualify for Samsung A05 smartphone. Or load 10,000 Naira weekly to qualify for Samsung A54 smartphone. The more you recharge, the more your chances of winning up to 100 million in the weekly draw. To start winning, dial *310 hash now. Terms and conditions apply.
Unlimited.
Say goodbye to charging fears with Infinix Note 40 fast charging, ensuring you're powered up from boardrooms to hangouts. Enjoy the stunning 108 megapixel iOS zoom camera and capture memorable moments every day. There's more. Purchase the Infinix Note 40 and get a 3 months free subscription to Showmax to enjoy all the action of the English Premier League football matches and the latest blockbuster movies.
What are you waiting for? Head over to any authorized Infinix retail store nationwide and get your Infinix Note 40 today. Terms and conditions apply.
Now we're back on the Morning Crossfire.
Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, it's game on.
It is still game on 99.3 Nigeria Info. We are Femi and the gang, and I am Samuel Victor Akman holding things down on Game On. In a bit will be Football Frenzy right here on your number one station for news, talk and sports. Live commentaries from the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, or the £1 billion Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, like I love to call it, where it's going to be Tottenham Hotspur against Manchester City. Talking about Manchester City, Arsenal fans, according to reports earlier today, we do here in England, Arsenal fans set off fireworks outside a hotel, believing the Manchester City squad were inside, but they were nowhere near that one. Social media footage has shown fans letting off fireworks outside a hotel in the hope that it will keep Manchester City players up all night and affect their performance on Tuesday. However, they have made a huge blunder because City did not travel to London on Monday. This is a quintessential case of your enemy go find you come, they're not going to see you for house. Instead, City are making the trip, or did make the trip down south from Manchester on Tuesday morning today. And it prompted me to have a bit of a thinking, and I said to myself, Arsenal fans, this particular title race, is it too much desperation from Arsenal fans and players? Because again, Kai Havertz admitted after that victory on Saturday that, we're going to be Tottenham fans on Tuesday. And you know the rivalry between Arsenal and Tottenham, right? So I'm just thinking, it's like there's an extra bit of, frustration for Arsenal fans, and you can only imagine if they don't win the title this season. But that's what it is today for Arsenal fans. Raphael Varane will leave Manchester United at the end of the season. Just telling you what's happening elsewhere. Olivier Giroud will join Los Angeles FC in the MLS in the summer. And Cristiano Ronaldo, we hear, might extend his Al Nassr stay by another year. In the world of tennis, Iga Swiatek did sail into the Italian Open semis, while in the world of boxing, the Thunder beat Mavericks to level the semi-finals series. Just some of what's happening in the world of sports today, and of course in the last couple of hours. So there you have it, guys. What you make of it? Chuma is standing by for live commentaries from the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. I'm not going to reel out the lineup for you. I'm going to leave that for him to do, but it's a very, very interesting lineup. I'm just going to take two calls. Arsenal is not playing. Manchester City at Tottenham Hotspur. Where do you think this one is going to sail? And just answer me that question. Do you think Arsenal they've become too desperate with this Premier League title chase for this season? Before then, guys, don't forget star 347 star 880 star 3 hash. Chuma has 60,000 naira to give away on the show today. So you want to start playing right now. Star 347 star 880 star 3 hash or www.oneplay.ng. Hello, good evening to you. You've got 20 seconds.
Yeah, hello, Samuel.
Good evening. What's your name? Welcome. 20 seconds.
Yeah, Samuel, I don't know why you hate Arsenal like this.
What kind of blasphemy is that?
I don't know which one is desperate. You are not desperate.
I'm asking you a simple question. You didn't answer. I said, are they looking like they are desperate? I didn't say they are desperate.
No, we are not desperate.
Simple.
Because the cup is for us.
All right. Thank you so much.
We are winning the cup this season.
Atigbo, I've heard. Oh, yeah, go and win it. All right. Thank you so much. Hello, good evening to you.
Samuel, it's going to be 0-3.
In favor of?
0-3 now. Who is at home?
Oh, okay. I see what you did there. All right. Thank you so much. Appreciate you for calling. Guys, I'm going to leave Chuma to take all of your calls at halftime and, of course, at full time. But I want to advise you. I wish I could play so I can take 20,000 naira. I would take 3 sims and play 3 times and win the 60K. But it's not for me. It's for you guys. So start playing *347 *880 *3# or www.oneplay.ng. Goal Fest 2024, 1st of June, Balmoral Convention Center, Federal Palace Hotel along Amadu Bello, 12 noon. When I put all of that together, you know what I'm talking about, right? Just go to www.gofestnigeria, get your free tickets. Don't ask Sam for tickets. I'm not going to go there and print the ticket for you. Just go there, get the ticket, and come enjoy the very best of football gathering. It's happening on the day of the Champions League final, and it's proudly powered by Femi and the gang, and of course our sister station, Football Republic, the football team there, and it is proudly refreshed by Pepsi. All right. So, guys, enjoy the broadcast. Chuma standing by. I'm going to the office to watch this one. Do I have... Okay, I think I have one cocoa there. I'll drink that while watching. Enjoy the show. Win money. And, of course, Game On Done and Dusted Football Frenzy is up next with Chuma and Muyiwa.
How are you drinking? Why are you drinking? Some people are thinking you are drinking.
That's how I do my own thinking. You drink and think.
Okay, so sorrows will be sinking, Abby.
Good night, guys.
They say it's nothing without the fans. But there are different types of fans. The fingernail biters, the soft-hearted, the die-hard, the drama queens.
In life, you get what you pay for, unless you're an Arsenal.
Still, we've all got one thing in common. Our love for the beautiful game. The nutmegs, the dribbles, the tackles, and the goals.
He gets his second goal of the game. Harry Kane at the second time of asking scores. Jorginho scores.
As the new football season begins, to the chair of the fans and roar of the crowd. Get ready as we take you through all the action from the biggest leagues in the world, including our very own Nigeria Professional Football League. Catch all the action live on the Football Frenzy Show with Femi and the gang.
Saturdays and Sundays, 12 to 9 p.m.
Only on 99.3 Nigeria Info. It's live football just the way you like it.
Hi guys, I'm Peter Drury, football commentator, and you are hanging out with Femi and the gang on 99.3 Nigeria Info FM.
Hi everyone, Martin Tyler here, English Premier League commentator, UEFA Champions League commentator, and assistant manager of Woking Football Club. You're listening to Femi and the gang on 99.3 Nigeria Info FM.
Good evening to you. Right here, we always move around like the very famous Jack Sparrow, traversing even through areas that are narrow. Ready to go as far as the Portuguese city of Faro, just to bring loads of entertainment that cannot be pierced by an arrow and deliver it to you through your radio set, and not with a wheelbarrow, because here we talk about issues that touch you down to your bone marrow. And right now we're set to take your excitement levels to the heights of Mount Kilimanjaro. We are Femi and the gang. The delights, the joy, the celebration, the excitement, and everything continues right here. Kudos to you, my G, Samuel Victor Akban, for holding things down between 7 and 7:45. Right here on this platform, we are always fortified, and we will not stop until you are satisfied. We have a big game for tonight. It could be one that decides the destination of the Premier League title for 2023-2024. And that makes it a massive experience, or doesn't it? My name is Chuma Noli, representing Faji. On a day like this, May 14, 2024, it's big, and we are all feeling the magic. Even for neutrals like myself, who have nothing at stake as to these guys who are battling for the title, it's just that back and forth, what you see people talk about on social media, and you thinking on behalf of your friends too, you know. Buchiono Kalalaba from our sister brand, Football Republic, my G, a former Femi and the Gang member, of course, a diehard Arsenal fan. He is. That's just one of the names I can call. Ufo Mike Bamono, our head of news, who's been my colleague for what, 10 years plus now, right from our days in Port Harcourt. A diehard Arsenal fan he is too. My celebrity friends who are Arsenal fans, Bovi the comedian is an Arsenal fan, you know, the great Il Blaze, Oga Boss, is an Arsenal fan too. Efai Wara, the fantastic actor, is an Arsenal fan. Robert Ekbo, my guy, is an Arsenal fan. And you just look at all of these persons and like, I understand what's going through your minds. You know, Manny, he's an Arsenal fan as well of Cool FM, Deal to the TUN. And I think for my head now, who I know will be celebrity, will be Man City fan. I know they're too sure, but I'm sure. So sometimes you just start ordering how these friends and friends and family of yours feel if things do not play out in their favor. But again, we have seen Man City prove their mettle time and time again in the past. They have won 3 consecutive Premier League titles as a result of their resilience, consistency, and brilliance. And who says they cannot do it again in 2024? They have their key, they have their destiny in their hands, and all they need to do is to win this one tonight and go on and win their final fixture of the season on Sunday and wrap things up as champions, becoming the first team in history to win 4 straight Premier League titles. Not even the great Manchester United under the legendary Sir Alex Ferguson were able to achieve that feat. So this is history in the making for them. In a bit, we'll get into commentary mode. I'll just remind you of one or two things before I activate that side of our presentation. First of all, the guys are walking onto the pitch, players for Man City and the Tottenham Hotspur. After that one, I remind you that I have money for you. By halftime, I'll give out 20,000 naira to our first winner for the night. We have 60k for you with the backing we're getting from our guys at One Play. So you can play now. You need just 500 naira for each entry of yours to be in the draw to stand a chance to get the cash. 3 different winners getting 20,000 naira each is not bad money at a time like this when Nigerians are going through so much. How can you play? Use the USSD code *347 *880 *3 hash. That's *347 *880 *3 hash. Or go through the website www.oneplay.ng. www.oneplay.ng. One more piece of information for you. Go first. Yeah, that's June 1. The UEFA Champions League final. Real Madrid ready to take on Borussia Dortmund. And hey, you have a chance to meet your favorite celebrities, former footballers, your favorite music stars too, who will be performing there at the Balmoral Convention Center, Federal Palace Hotel, where Go Fest 2024 will take place, as the case has been in the last set of years. It's a massive gathering of football fans in Lagos, converging in the classiest of sports, enjoying football, enjoying food, enjoying entertainment, enjoying giveaways, and enjoying fantastic performances from those music stars that you love so much. The best part of the gist now is that at the moment you can have access to Go Fest FOC free of charge. All you need to do right now, because they are just limited tickets, is to go over to the website www.gofestnigeria.com. www.gofestnigeria. And the first is not FIRST, the first is FEST. That's the short form for festival. Goal Fest, goal, like scoring a goal. Fest Nigeria, all one word. .com. And I do have 2,000 naira each for 2 different winners as to airtime for you. as we progress with the broadcast. Giveaways full everywhere for this show this night. I hope these guys go follow, give us plenty goals, Tottenham Hotspur and Man City, because that's what I want to see tonight. So if you have registered, through the website and you have your Go Fest ticket already, all I need you to do is to screenshot. If you have not yet, you can quickly register now and then screenshot that ticket of yours as a proof of your registration. It's not just about sending that proof. You have to be certain you're going to attend the event. All right, we will know. You have to be certain you attend the event. Send a screenshot of that ticket from your end, of course, to our WhatsApp portal. I'll randomly pick out 2 winners who get 2,000 naira airtime each from us. I've been collating the names from last week Tuesday. I'll send the names to the finance department tomorrow for the first batch. All right, so tonight will be the final for the first batch, and then I'll send the names, and we continue again from Wednesday. So if you have won in the last 7 days or so, get ready to get the cash, because it's going to come your way sooner than later. I've done so much of the talking. Right now we can show some walking, as right here there's no stalking, there's no dulling. It's all about the very best of football, and that's what these guys are ready to provide to us. Commentary mood is next up. My name is Maryann Okon, in the company of my main man Muyiwa Ojo, for this lovely coverage on Nigeria Info. Good evening one more time. Welcome. Let's get ready to rumble. It is always a huge pleasure to come around on nights like this one, where history could be made, to serve you the very best on this lovely dial Nigeria Info. And 367 matches have been played from a 380 game season, but this is the most significant yet, as the fate of the Premier League title hangs in the balance. Manchester City arrived at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium with the knowledge that a win tonight will put them in pole position to be champions for a 4th consecutive season. That victory will make Guardiola's boys call him the biggest man in the city. However, anything short of the desired results will mean their hosts have taught them ham. It's a game whose effects reverberates around the world, with the hopes and aspirations of millions of fans being put on the line. Tottenham Hotspur have the key to decide which team gets access to the Premier League throne, as their bitter City rivals Arsenal battle with their guests for the ultimate prize, with one more round of games to go. And Postecoglou's boys also know a win here keeps alive their slim hopes of qualifying for the Champions League, ahead of 4th placed Aston Villa. Manchester City have never scored a goal at this £1 billion Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in the Premier League. But if they want to win the title this time around, they must score tonight to ensure they have their destiny in their hands. The plots, suspense, intrigues and twists are set to unfold right before our eyes for the next 2 hours. And I'm delighted to welcome you to our coverage on Nigeria Info. It is Tottenham Hotspur against Manchester City. My name is Maryann Okon, describing the action for you alongside Muyiwa Ojo. And the football has kicked off. We've seen just 2 minutes of action so far. As I get to the team news, Tottenham Hotspur making 3 changes to the side that narrowly beat Burnley last weekend, as Radu Dragozin and Rodrigo Bentancur alongside Pierre-Emile Højbjerg all coming to the team, with Oliver Skip and Dejan Kulusevski dropping to the bench, whilst Ves Bissouma is currently out injured with a knee challenge. For Pep Guardiola's Man City, there's just one change made to that setup. I'll tell you about that one shortly after we look at the other stars aligning for Spurs in the contest for tonight, that does have quality aplenty in that setup, tutored by Ange Postecoglou, a team who avoided losing 5 games in succession when they rose to the occasion to dominate in a location against Burnley. It is Vicario between the sticks as always for them, shielded by four-man defense. Dragozin, who comes in, partners Christian Romero with Pedro Porro playing as the right fullback, and Mickey van der Veen defending from the left-hand side. For a sports team who are playing from right to left with the all-white outfit, which is their traditional home attire. Pierre-Emile Horbier works with Rodrigo Bentancur and Pape Metassa in that midfield, with the three men up front being James Maddison and Brennan Johnson supporting the point man, Heung-min Son, who tonight could be shining under the moon. For Manchester City, Guardiola decided to make only one change to the team that were very successful against Fulham over the weekend, as Captain Kyle Walker starts ahead of Nathan Ake. Walker alongside Josko Vadio, who's been in great goal-scoring form in recent times, play as the fullbacks from right to left respectively, with Manuel Akonji and Ruben Diaz shielding goalkeeper Ederson Moraes. With that centre-back partnership, Mateo Kovacic, the ex-Chelsea player, and one who many people thought deserved to be amongst the contenders for the Premier League Player of the Season, Rodri. The two men just ahead of that back four, with Phil Foden, Kevin De Bruyne and Bernardo Silva giving all the support to Erling Braut Haaland, who at the moment is on course to emerging as the top scorer for the season, as he did last time. That introduction has lasted for a while, or hasn't it? Muyiwa joined here with me to 5 minutes of play so far at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Spurs nil, Manchester City nil. The Citizens playing from left to right, and Muyiwa, we expect fireworks tonight, or don't we? Good evening to you, bro.
Yeah, good evening, Tuma. I'm excited to be here because it's one of those games, you know, in Premier League football, and then you say it's still, you know, a feat that Pep's yet to achieve in a very long time. Like you mentioned, 4 years yet to score a goal, yet to get a draw, and that's a real big mental issue. But you know, City very much, you know, trying to clinch that feat has never happened in Premier League.
Even as they have to defend right now with a glorious save from Ederson Moraes. Oh, this is a brilliant stand for Tottenham Hotspur. Bentancur actually trying to hit Man City down to the core. And Muyiwa, you saw that come through from the right-hand side of attack for the team on white.
Yeah, it came off the left foot of Van der Ven. You know, that diagonal pass towards that right-hand side. Picks up Brennan Johnson, quickly lays it on for him, for Bentancur to actually strike that with his left foot. Again, no one is closing him down. He's got a lot of space. I thought he could have done better, but Akanji definitely turned spectator watching him as he triggers. But again, that's a big chance for Tottenham. Not too many will come in tonight.
Can you imagine as they take that corner kick from the right-hand side of attack as an out-swinger. And now the ball is with Heung-min Son from the left side, the South Korean. Sure that he would love to score another goal in his career and push aside Man City as a barrier. The player from South Korea.
Yeah, tonight really it seems, maybe it's just because it's early on for the 10 minutes, but I mean City kind of like compromised because they're aware that Tottenham for sure can deal with tidiness on the ball and in possession as well, so they're being more careful now, because in all of those occasions they've dominated, shots on target, possession, chances created, all of those statistics in those areas, and they still didn't score a goal. So it means that they will have to maybe adjust a little bit and not, you know, be evasive, and maybe that's the tactics now from Pep.
It is a man who suffered so much of heartbreak against Tottenham in the past. Even beyond the Premier League, it was a Champions League experience several seasons back. And Spurs eliminated the Citizens in the knockout rounds of that competition. As on that Pochettino, they got to the Champions League final in 2019. 7 minutes of play so far. Man City just spreading the passes, trying to come out tops in different classes. Vadio with the ball. His form in goal in recent times as C1 who scores is impeccable. Had a brace against Fulham over the weekend. Long ball towards the right-hand side of play. Phil Foden has his minute under the moon to Kevin De Bruyne, whose shot is deflected out for a corner kick for Manchester City. And this game is opening up with some end-to-end experience in the early exchanges. And I'm just watching again, apparently that was Kyle Walker with the overlapping run from the right-hand side.
Walker clearly fouled, offside. But again, it didn't quite deal with the ball first time, the moment it gets a touch on it. Again, De Bruyne just latching it. It's a overhead, but Kyle Walker's left foot there just let him down. Just make the run a bit early. But that's a good pass actually from Roche's left foot. I picked up the man on the right-hand side. not really thinking Tottenham will, invincibly attack through the right hand side because Van den Beek is in such, a fullback. It's makeshift. So Porro will definitely be that outstretch. And for sure, Madison will not be disciplined enough to stay on the flank. Instead, we'll play right behind Brennan Johnson and Son, where oftentimes you see Matissa, drift out wide to fill out that void where, you're not going to see Van de Ven as often as possible. And as City's routine, it's going to be, as expected, Haaland, and an interchange as possible, regular as possible with Bernardo Silva and Foden, interchanging as often as possible just to keep the defenders guessing.
Throwing for Kyle Walker from the right-hand side of attack to Haaland, and now Bernardo Silva, who's lost possession to Tottenham Hotspur. They have Mickey van der Ven as the left fullback. He's been picked as a Spurs player of the season. Now it's the turn of Tottenham to come forward with presence of Pape Metassa. Possession relinquished back to Man City. Two sides battling with each other in the last 60 seconds to hold on to the ball for a longer period. Bernardo Silva drifts towards his left, and his pass could not continue from where he left. As James Maddison has been fouled close to the halfway stage of the pitch. Free kick for Tottenham Hotspur. This will be in their half after 10 minutes of action.
See, I mean, from the body language, you could tell the City sometimes caught in two minds, because there is that sense that we've been here before. We've done it a lot of times in all of these stages, but it's Tottenham, and that will continue to ring in their head, because it doesn't change the fact that they're humans, and they just need that little bit of belief, that brave step, taken for them to get that goal. Not really seeing them taking lots of risk, and that's because they know that the counter-attack can be an onslaught and make them being stepped into jeopardy.
Well, they have been in this fantastic run, winning 7 games in succession. For Pep Guardiola, getting victories an obsession. And tonight they are in for another competitive session, ready for 100% expression. 2 more victories and they will be champions. Tottenham Hotspur have the possession. A team battling for a place in the Champions League next season. Christian Romero and Radru Dragozin just playing around with the passes, and now he's drifted towards the path of Pedro Porro, who will sure not love to be porous. Who would love to shine for Spurs tonight and have his name being sung by the fans as a chorus. Kyle Walker for Man City. Struggle to have to speak of these teams holding on to the possession for a bit. So 1 second, I'm on a Man City player with the ball. The next moment, Tottenham Hotspur gets it back. Right now, though, is the Citizens who have it around the halfway stage of the pitch. Kevin De Bruyne, just that centre circle area. And there's a bit of an interception. Phil Foden, not too excited as he met an encumbrance. And the free kick is taken quickly for Man City. Foden, the Football Writers Association Player of the Year. He won the award. It's also in contention for the Premier League prize itself. And Man City have several players on that list as Van der Ven gets the ball for Spurs. He's on jersey number 37, ready for a throwing from the left full-back position. Just to remind you, Tottenham are playing from right to left, attacking towards the left-hand side, and Man City are playing from left to right. For the sake of those who are not watching this and having to depend on us for a description, and officially we have seen 13 minutes of play at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Kevin De Bruyne has possession for the Citizens. Phil Foden has it taken off him, and it's going to be a throwing for Man City from the right-hand side of attack. Taken very quickly, that one. And really nice to see Ruben Diaz step forward to when he has the chance. Vasco Badio has it now. Seems to be enjoying himself as a player for Man City. Back to goalkeeper Ederson Moraes. Between himself and Alisson Becker, there's going to be some tussle as to who will be first choice for Brazil in Copa America next month. Do you think Edison has the nod at the moment because he's the best goalkeeper in the world according to FIFA? Man City are coming forward with Kyle Walker. He's into that penalty area of Tottenham Hotspur. Squares it through from that right-hand side, and well, the home team are able to clear their lines with Inibehe, and it's going to be a corner kick for the citizens.
Yeah, as much as Inibehe completely averts the danger, it's really rally. For me, it should be doing better by hitting now on towards the corner, or rather a throw-in, because it was completely unmarked. And there was no one behind him, but you know, the scare of what if there is? And maybe that's what went through his mind and intercepted him to making such a howler. But again, that's a big chance for City, really coming from the right-hand side.
Now they have to try to attempt with a corner kick from that right-hand side and then swing out across. And Ruben was trying to give Man City what they thought should be theirs with his connecting header, but apparently that was off target. And just watching that again, he went beyond Ruben and he was Tottenham Hotspur defending desperately there. And this is going to be another corner kick for the citizens. Phil Foden set to take this one again as an in-swing out with his left foot from the right-hand side of attack. Cross by Foden, a bit of discombobulation in that Sports defense. But somehow they have the ball out for a goal kick. Mateo Kovacic, we know him for some glorious goals when he's in the mood, and he wanted to attempt something from outside the penalty area.
We could remember, takes us back 2 years ago against Liverpool.
Yeah, when he was still a Chelsea player, right?
Yeah, a 2-0 draw.
Don't forget that day in a hurry, because we're somewhere in Yaba for 38 bars as Femi and the gang when we got to hang out with the fans. And I was on commentary duty with Adeze for that. Is right now there has to be that save from goalkeeper Vicario. A bit of a blunder by Spurs in their penalty area, and they are lucky they were not punished right there. We'll have a chance to see the replay one more time.
Yeah, it was lack of communication between Porro, Inibehe and Romero in that mix. Look at him, it was more or less Tottenham trying to progress the ball and not clear intentionally. Now look at him, he miscued it, and that's Romero. And Inibehe tried to make them, rescue the situation, and Vicario in there, just make sure he protects this near side from Foden's strike. And look at him, it was a soft right hand, but that was good enough to avert the danger completely. Really, Tottenham leaving on the edge, and Manchester City piling the pressure.
And that's the best chance in the game so far, just to pronounce that right, the best chance in the game so far, falling towards the path of Phil Foden. Tottenham Hotspur have considered first in their last 5 matches, so it wouldn't be a surprise if they let in the opening goal. Have been really terrible in the first half of fixtures. That's why they lost to Liverpool in scandalous fashion. That's why they were beaten by Arsenal too. Tried to fight back in the second half, but the 2 goals they scored was not enough to cancel the 3 the Gunners had already netted in the first 45.
Almost the same application with Chelsea. I think they many times concede too early and then trying to rescue the situation in the second half.
They really have to be meticulous here, Ange boys, as Heung-min Son comes forward for them. They could try and create their own opportunity in the penalty area of Man City. A deflection puts that out for a corner kick. Josko Vardio with the final touch.
Yeah, good defensive block there from Vardio. Look at the combination there from that left-hand side of Tottenham's attack. Progressed into the out face into the arc. And look at him, Pape Matar Sarr gets ahead. Roll the ball into the path of Johnson Wolves. Didn't quite get enough contact on it. The power is just absolutely limited. And that's the reason Vardio was able to at least save his side from conceding that goal.
2 corner kicks apiece in the first 18 minutes of this game. Just shows you how these teams want to get victory. Corner kick for Spurs, this one from the right-hand side of attack. As an out-wing guy connecting header to it, and falls towards the path of Heung-min Son from the left now. South Korean has to go beyond his marker. Ruben Diaz around the place for Manchester City alongside his teammates in that defense, and even Vardiol having to drift from left to right to defend. Heung against 2 men. Son has had the ball taken off him. Perhaps we need the defense of his father at this moment to face off against those 2 players from Man City. Son. This reminds me of a story I took on Sports Drive earlier this morning, where Tyson Fury's father was injured while trying to defend his son, having a cut on his head ahead of that massive fight against Usyk this weekend in Saudi Arabia. And I have to give a shout out to our fathers who do so much for us, and who I think are not celebrated enough sometimes.
Yeah, I stand with you in that.
Tottenham Hotspur coming forward. I'll be reading out your thoughts on WhatsApp shortly. Heung-min Son, the pride of his father. Man City regain possession. Manola Konji doesn't give a damn like Kanji. Certainly will not mind having to break the hearts of Tottenham and Arsenal fans around the world by helping the citizens score. As I remind you that it's beyond this game in the Premier League. We do have action elsewhere too. In Europe tonight, in the Spanish La Liga, it's Osasuna against Mallorca. Man City though trying to attack. Erling Haaland in the mix, but ball taken off him. And Tottenham Hotspur trying to clear their lines. It's Osasuna 1, Real Mallorca 1. We're into the second minute of added time in that La Liga fixture later tonight. In just about 11 minutes time, there will be Real Madrid against Deportivo Alaves. Real are already champions of the La Liga.